Test, 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 test. All right. Well, let's try that all over because I was talking away and nobody probably even heard a thing I said, did you? You couldn't hear anything I was saying. I was saying hello to everybody and it was terrible. You know, there's a little thing called the power button on your volume. You've got to remember to turn that on. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Frogin52. I appreciate that. Reminding me to turn on my volume. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So that must have been interesting just seeing me just talk away like I was talking to the wall. All right. Well, I was saying hello to everybody. So we'll start all over, but let me see if I can catch up really quick here. You know what? And the thing is, I didn't even do my test work. Could I hear myself? There. See, now I can hear myself. I do that almost. Well, I think I do that every stream. And one night I didn't do it. Go figure. I completely blew it. All right. Yeah. I'm sorry about that, guys. All right. So I'm going to go through real quick and try to say hello to everybody real quick. All right. Just Nate, Great Dane, Level On Up, Josh, Broke Ass Knives, Mind of Milton, Paula Gear, Vaping Grandpa, Mr. McBeardson, Marco, Mind of Milton, Legion Steel Knives, NFK20, Thomas McDonald, Colby Venerable, Marco, I think I said hello. Let's see here. Thomas McDonald, I don't know if I said hello, but hello. Nuga Knives, Tyler Williams. Let's see here. Let me get down that list because I was talking a long time without any audio. That's gosh, that's terrible. You'd think the one thing I always check and I didn't. Colby Venerable, I think I said hello, but I'll say hello again. Homer Feltus, welcome. If I skipped anybody, let me know. Siva Clamar, I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. Siva Clamar. Paula Gear. Let's see here. Who else we got? Mr. McBeardson. Appreciate you guys being here and all the channel members. Thank you so much. I was saying hello to and thank you each one of those guys. Let's see here. Colby, Legion Steel Knives. Yes. I even made a mention Legion Steel Knives. I was going to pull the knife out and talk about that. It's one of the things I'd like to talk about tonight. I think I got some cool information for you guys about that. I think you'll enjoy that. It's always neat to be involved, even if it's indirectly, just helping, pass the word around and then hearing some of the updates. It's really cool to be involved in stuff like that, prototyping and what have you. So I think that's super cool. All right, let's see here. Who else did I not say hello to? Josh, welcome. I think, I don't know if I said hello, Frogin52, welcome. Appreciate you being here. And who else? Jason Reynolds, Heavy Duty Bushcraft and Outdoors. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. That's an impressive title. I like that. That's cool. That's not me. I like the idea and I want to do it, but I'll be a survivalist if I have to. But I feel like you would run circles around me. I would learn quickly if I had to, but that's it's not. That's that. I'm not. I always, when I think of that, I think of like these guys who can go out and live in the woods for like a year straight and with a knife and a rope or something, That's what I think of when I think of that. So I don't know if that's what you are, but there you go. Maybe I put you up on a pedestal and maybe it's not fair, but Bob Deacon, welcome. Appreciate being here. Sensor 226, Salty Cheeto, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Who else? I think I'm caught up. Oh, surprisingly, I think I caught up. If I missed you, please let me know. Welcome to the live stream. So let me do what I normally do. Hello, y'all on YouTube. Welcome to the live stream. So, all right. It's more like loafing in the woods with a knife or two. Okay, I like that. I can do that. Jason, that I can relate to. Okay, I can relate to that. That would be a little more up my alley. I just get these, you watch these guys like we've been watching something on Discovery where it's a guy out start off each season and they have to live up there all by themselves. Totally, they can bring certain amount of items and it's some of them leave because there's bears come over to their area and some of them leave because they got injured or one guy lost his, he had a flint ferris rod, and he lost it into the fire, and he had no way to start a fire, and he was going to freeze to death. So I think of that one. That one is, I look at that and I go, man, those are the people I want to be friends with if there's ever an apocalypse, right? Because they're the ones that are going to survive. So there you go. Ginger Fisher 75, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for being here. Ah, Ginger Fisher, member for 2 months. That is awesome. I sure appreciate that. I'm going to salute you real quick. So let's do that to Ginger Fisher. Hopefully that wasn't terrible. So there's a whole story behind the kazoo if anybody's ever interested. We have all sorts of unique stories there, but man, appreciate you. Let's get nerdy. I appreciate that, Ginger Fisher 75. Thank you so much. And all of y'all channel members, I do appreciate you guys. I mean, you make this possible, so I really do appreciate that. All right, so tonight is a giveaway. If you didn't know, did I save the video? Oh, I did not save the video either. I am 0 for 2. All right, I just saved the link in the video. If you go into the description, if you refresh, you know what? I'll tell you what I'll do is, since I went ahead and started so far into it, and you guys may not want to leave and go out, let me just post this. Oh, I got another one. I got to cheer you on there real quick. This is the link that's going to be in the description. That is in there now. That's the link to enter the giveaway. Okay. So, all right. Member for 2 months. All right. NFK 20. I got a salute to you as well. So to you, NFK 20. So salute to you. Thank you so much for 2 months of membership. I really appreciate it, man. That's awesome. All right. So the way it normally works, if you're new to this, is we have a giveaway tonight. We're actually going to be giving away, and I put it over here. Let me put it here. We're going to be giving away the Kershaw Iridium, which I actually found at Buc-ee's when it just dropped, which was really cool. It was a way of getting it before I started noticing that they were sold out in a whole bunch of places. So and once I got it, I can tell you, I can see why. It's a really nice knife. But that's going to be the giveaway. We'll talk about that in a little bit. There's also going to be one other thing. We're going to have a cheat sheet, which is from Skiff. Skiffs. They have this right here. We're also going to be doing this, the pivot bearing, and a sticker with that. Obviously, the Skiff stickers, and then of course the Rob's Nerdy Knife sticker. So that's going to be the giveaway tonight. And of course, I have the original box. So if you guys, that's what I'll ship it with. But that's going to be the giveaway tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about that once we pass the half hour. We kind of wasted a few minutes. I wasted a few minutes there talking away to no one. So, all right. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight, I've got several topics. I mean, there's a topic for the video tonight, which we're saying is what. I'll make sure I can read this. Ooh, I didn't realize I made that small. What single knife could be your only EDC and why? So that's kind of the topic tonight. We'll get there to it, but that could be after the giveaway. But just think about that. What only knife could be what single knife could be your only EDC? Man, boy, I can't read that. I made that too small. What single knife could be your only EDC and why? So that's going to be what we're going to talk about. But before that, I have a few things that I would like to do. I would like to talk about a couple of things you might see here on the table. Besides the giveaway knife, we have a couple of knives that I actually got a chance in my pass around to experience. The Growler, which is this, they call it the Stormtrooper Growler. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, probably most of you guys already have this. This is a Devo Knives exclusive. It dropped and it sold out really fast and I missed it. And I'm not a Stormtrooper fan. So I actually got on there right when there was a few of these left for like a minute or two more. So I could have ordered this and I didn't because it wasn't my cup of tea for the color. But I got this in the pass around. I got to tell you, I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't hate it. I was surprised that it was, I didn't absolutely not like it because it's not my color palette, right? But it actually doesn't look terrible. So this is a knife that I heard from Kevin. They're gonna be doing another run of this one, so there will be more coming. So I was excited when I heard that, because then I definitely wanted to review it, because once it comes, you know, I'd like to get one. So that's one. And then there's this one. This is one that's dropping on 10/19. This is a Devo Knives as well. It is called the NIP S90V blade steel, hollow grind, fat carbon, titanium clip, titanium backspacer. Pretty slick little knife here for what you're getting for. It's $179. It's going to be sold through Devo Knives in the fat carbon versions, and I'll go into details about that. And then they also have a titanium version that's going to be a white mountain knives, and then traditional pocket knives is going to have a black titanium version. So it is almost the exact same size as the Baby Banter, but think of it as a, you know, kind of a Devo's take on a Baby Banter. At least the not the style, not the copy of the knife, but the functionality of the knife, because this is a great functionality. This finger choil, small in your pocket carry. It's just a really great fifth pocket knife, you know, in your gym shorts, whatever kind of idea. But we can talk about that a little bit later. But I just wanted to share that. That's kind of something cool. And then we'll talk a little bit about the loaner knife there. That was really awesome. That an awesome subscriber allowed me to experience it. I don't know if you saw the video today. I dropped that. That was me oogling all over that knife. So there we go. All right. So that's what's on the palette tonight for discussion, if you guys are up for it, if you want to hang around. But we are doing a giveaway, so we will do that. Make sure you enter. What do we got? Let's see, how many people do we have in here now? About 30. All right, so we're getting there. And it's about 20 after, so that's not bad. All right, so let me see let me catch up here. Good luck, everybody. All right, let's just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, you got the link. Yeah, I did update the description. So if you just entered and you're looking for the link for the entry, it is in the description now. I forgot to save that too, along with turning on the volume from my microphone. So there you go. Growler version 2 has been dominating my pocket, Paul. Oh, that's awesome, Paul. So which one do you have? Do you have the Stormtrooper? Did you get the carbon fiber? That's the one I wanted. I really wanted the carbon fiber. But man, that sold out so fast in seconds. Literally, it was like buying a McNeese, right? I mean, it's like, boom, gone. And I think Kevin literally was not expecting that. They were really surprised, which I'm like, I hear you, right? Easy answer, only NAF 4 Max Scout, heavy duty beater. All right, the 4 Max Scout. I hear you. All right, the PM2, my wife got me for our anniversary, would be my only one. You know, Mr. McBeardson, let me share a little, I think something we can relate on. Yeah, let me find it. Here we go. All right. So this was my anniversary present from my wife. Here's my PM2 with the Arctic Storm scales I put on there. I also have the CME, compression made easy. If you get that from OCD for EDC, highly recommend these. These are really cool. So yeah, this was an anniversary present as well. I like this knife. It's a big one. Certainly is a full size knife, right? I have a pair of 3s or so, you know, just kind of with it. But so I can relate to you on that with anniversary presents. It's going to be the Jaeger blade shape. Is that the Jaeger? Is that the Brian Brown's? Is that the Brian Brown design, or is that the Christensen design? I forget who made the Jaeger. Somebody help me out with that. It's more like a 2.5 now. I broke the tip and reground it shorter. Ah, okay. Well, you know, you decided to go for what, like a Warncliffe? Is that what you're going for? You decided to kind of modify it a little bit. So now it's a Warncliffe, sheep's foot, modified, reverse Tonto, whatever you want to call it. We'll just call it modified. It's a modified pair 2. All right. Did YouTube unsubscribe you from this channel? I hope not, T-Fetch. If it does, now I will tell you one thing that does happen. Sometimes they go through and they do drop subscriptions if you don't watch a video, and you may have watched the video, but sometimes it does happen. They just go through and for whatever reason they drop them. But I know that when I subscribe to some channels, if I don't watch at least one video, it will unsubscribe me. And so if you subscribed and then came back later on and didn't get a chance to watch, that could be one thing. The other thing is I have heard that happen. Yeah, I have heard that happen to a lot of people. It just, for whatever reason, their algorithm goes through and thinks, oh, you didn't really mean to subscribe to that channel. I don't think you want to watch it. I don't know how they know that, but that's apparently they think their algorithm knows that. So Dwayne Letterman, welcome. T-Fetch, welcome. I appreciate you both being here. Chicken Wings, I like that name. I didn't say hello. Welcome to the channel tonight. I don't think I said hello. And Chris Henkel, did I say hello yet? I don't think I said hello to you as well. So welcome. Appreciate you being here on the live stream. Kelly O'Neill, I don't think I said hello to you as well. Yeah, I missed a few people. Definitely didn't say hello to a couple of people there I missed. So sorry about that. Dang Ross, hey, Dang Ross, welcome. Appreciate you being here this evening. Thanks so much for joining. We are doing a giveaway tonight. It's going to be kind of a fun one. It's the Kershaw Iridium. I think that's going to be fun. But we'll also have a few topics tonight. I think some fun things to discuss. And all right, so what else? Limited edition Tempest Microburst. Okay, you got one for sale. All right, there you go. That's a cool knife. Would definitely check that out. Here's another one that we'll talk about a little bit. This is a prototype. This is Legion Steel knives. Matter of fact, they're here tonight, and this is one of their designs, and it's a prototype in work, and which is really cool because there's so many things that are changing on this. I mean, I like this already. To me, it feels like Riot. Okay, the inlay and everything, it's got that feel of it. So, but we'll talk more about this and the things that they have already refined on this thing. I think is going to make this a knockout. I really do. And they even shared a code with me. So if anybody's interested in getting this, you can get a discount on this tonight, and I'm going to put that code in there. Let me get it, and I'll put it in there. So if you're interested after we talk about this, I really want to share this with you guys. So I'm going to move this right over here. I'll put this one away over here. All right. Hey, Tyler Williams, member for 3 months. Nerdy Knives Uber Nerd. Man, thank you. Welcome all. Good luck on the giveaway. Hit the thumbs up. Yeah, definitely hit the thumbs up. Thank you. You know, 3 months. I think 3 months is I think that deserves a little extra. I'm gonna give you the other suddenly my brain just stopped working for whatever reason. I can't remember what the heck this thing's called. Wow. I don't know what I was thinking. I went off somewhere else, but I want to say sousaphone, but my son plays the sousaphone, and that's what keeps going through my head is sousaphone. It's not a sousaphone. Boy. Yeah, kazoo. Sousaphone is, my son's at band practice, okay? So he's at band practice. He plays the sousaphone. He plays the tuba, and he's had all these competitions. Every weekend's been taken up with competitions. They did really well this weekend, by the way. I was really proud of them. But that's all that kept going through my mind. Sousaphone. So let me do this for you, Tyler. 3 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, I didn't even do the full face. So let me. Thank you, Tyler. I really appreciate that. And Just Nate gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Just Nate. Let's see here. Who do we gift that to? Oh, Thomas McDonald. All right. So Just Nate, this is for you. And Thomas McDonald. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Man, that's awesome. Thank you guys. You know, I got to go ahead and check. You know, I think we might actually be at a point where I might be able to have some of the more emoji stickers that we could add. We'll have to think of something that's funny for the channel that reflects the channel, right? All right, so let me catch up. There a lot of things going on there. My brain just, I felt like I had who's the senator? The Mitchell. I think you know, with all due respect, I think I had a Senator Mitchell kind of moment there. My brain just stopped working for a second. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. So, you know, if anybody, I'm not trying to belittle that. I mean, that's concerning, right? All right, question of the night. The Rosie or the Arius? Well, one's, yeah, they're loners. So, you know, there we go. That answers that. But which one would, honestly, if we just had a clean slate, a blank slate right now, and I had a choice, it would be the Rosie. It would absolutely be the Rosie. No questions asked. Yeah. So there you go. All right. So yeah, Cheeto Bandito, if you haven't had a chance, check out the website here. Let's see here. If anybody hasn't, if you feel inclined, go check out Salty Cheeto's channel. He's got 180 subscribers, and if you want to go give him a follow, maybe, so you know, I'd recommend go check him out. that is one. Then we also got Tyler Williams. I'm going to bring that one up as well. If you haven't had a chance, go check out Tyler Williams. He's got 220 subscribers. Go give him a channel, a subscribe as well. I would definitely recommend that. He's got some great videos. And I just want to make sure. Now you got me all nervous, making sure my subscriptions didn't disappear, because I watch their videos, but I want to make sure I'm not unsubscribed for some reason. Brand new American, welcome. Appreciate you being here this evening. Thanks so much for joining the live stream. Because, yeah, I know the whole Kazoob thing. I've just completely, I don't know what happened. B-Man 1818, welcome. Hey, your first time here. Well, appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Thank you for being on the live stream. We're actually doing a giveaway, so if you go into the description, there's a link for that, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But there's a link to enter, 1 entry per person. Make sure it's PG comment so that you can, well, the entry video explains all of that if you want to go give it a listen, but it is in the description now. Unless you joined early or within the 5 minutes, like if you joined before 7:05, 7:07, maybe it was 7:10. I hadn't saved my update with the link. It's there now. The ergos on the Rosie with the finger choil are fantastic. I agree. I think if the Koenig does a mini, no flipper with the choil, it would be really nice. Yeah. So the thing about the Koenig, I think for extra large hands, or maybe double extra large hands, I think that's where you're really going to be having the issue. For double extra large hands, it gets to be a 3.5 finger knife. It's not a full 4 finger. I think for large and extra large, you can get a full grip. Where the Rosie, I think in triple extra large, you probably get a full grip with that finger choil. It's amazing, right? It's kind of like, it's like the Para 3, but like really dressed up and a whole lot better and custom and mid-tech and everything. Yeah, it's really nice and completely different. So it's not the Para 3, but you know what I mean. The idea of the finger choil and that nice small knife with the grip and the blade. Yeah, that I think. And that blade is ridiculous. So I don't know if you saw that, but one thing I have noticed, this is so, let me go over to the video. Actually, you know what? We'll do this. This is so thin, this blade right here. So incredibly thin. You can almost hear it. Let me see if you can hear it on the mic. I don't know, can you guys hear that? But it's so thin, it's such a slicer, and it's MagnaCut. So it means it's really tough, right? This is MagnaCut, and that grip is just incredible, right? It's so comfortable. And look at the milling on this thing. It's just beautiful. Isn't that milling fantastic? Yeah. So, and then the action is just beautiful. And it flips really amazingly left-handed. So nicely. Yeah, it was pretty cool to experience. Still is. I'm enjoying it. So, and by the way, I was told it was okay to cut some paper, and I did. And let me tell you, that thing slices like a scalpel. It is insanely sharp and just a slicer. It's incredible. Yeah. All right. So who else we got here? Make sure I'm saying hello. Chris, did I say hello to you yet? I think I did. I want to make sure I didn't forget anybody. Neil, the Olamic Wayfarer is on is in my grubby little hands. All right. Yeah. So you got the Wayfarer. That's cool. That's a pretty big knife, though. Isn't that like 9 or 9.5 inches? That's a pretty giant knife, if I remember correctly. Oh, yeah. Tyler has an amazing collection. Absolutely. Absolutely. Has anyone ever, now, Tyler and Mind of Milton, have you ever seen, is it Pocket Priorities? I think that's the guy. I think he has one of every Rosie that's ever been made. I mean, as far as a version, but his collection is, that one's pretty insane. Yeah. Neil McKenzie, welcome. Appreciate you being here on the live stream. Thanks so much for joining. We will be doing a giveaway. We'll have that probably, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll get into that. The entry for the video is in the description. So please click on the description and enter it. And matter of fact, I'll go over that just real quick. Level on up. Hey, welcome. Appreciate being here. Make sure you enter while you're driving. All right. Be safe and appreciate you listening in. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Level on up. All right, so I'm gonna flip over here real quick. So just for everybody, if you're new, the way this works is you're gonna click, like if you have an iPhone, everything is like this, right? Or if you have a, Android, whatever, you click right here, and then this part usually is down here, but this is the description that you get right here, okay? And you wanna, click more, you can see all the links. I have a bunch of affiliates. I have a bunch of cool discount codes, 10% off White Mountain knives, 10% off of Skiff cage bearings. Definitely something worth getting. And then the nav sale, if you click on that link, it helps the channel. But here's the link right there, this little Rob's Nerdy Knives. You see that right there? You want to click on that. That's going to take you to the giveaway video. And I don't know what it's doing. Why is it doing that? Let's try that again. Okay. Is the link not working? Hold on a second here. Did I put a bad link in there? Were you all able to use the link? I did do the iOS 17 update, so I don't know if this is a bug. Hopefully it's not. Let me try that. I just want to make sure I'm not giving you bad information here. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, let's try that. All right, so I got there. I just closed it and reopened it. For whatever reason, it was acting all squirrely. All right, so here we go. This is the link you want to get into. So it looks like we already have 35 comments, entries. I go through explaining the rules. This is the giveaway. You can see all that, and we'll do that here in just a second. Please hit that like button. I would appreciate that. And just leave a comment. Just make sure it's PG, because if YouTube filters out your comment, you won't get a chance to enter. And I really would like you all to have a chance. 1 entry per person. You got to be present to win. If you're driving, we'll wait a little bit of a second, right? We'll hang on, okay? Just so you all know, we'll hang on. I know we got Level On Up driving, so if Level On Up, if you want to just put some gibberish in the text and just hit enter if you're driving, and that'll tell me that I know you're there and we're good, right? I just want to, I'm pretty sure you're going to be there. I just want to make sure we're following the rules, right? I want to make sure everybody here that I'm being fair. So, but I will try to work with you, as you're driving. So hopefully that'll help. All right. So that's all you got to do. You do that, you're entered. Just 1 entry per person. I'll filter out duplicates. If you enter more than once, you're welcome to do so. But I mean, it's not going to give you an extra chance, just so you know. That is all there's to it. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. If you haven't done that, please consider entering. Okay, there we go. I'm back at the thing. Hey, Legion Steel Knives. Welcome to the Nerdy Knives Uber Nerd. Man, wow, that's pretty cool. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. So I'll give you a big salute for joining, being an Uber nerd. So for that, you get a big salute. Let me do it with the full face here so you can see it. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's awesome. Yeah, man, memberships really does help the channel. It allows me to do some of these things. Like I tell you guys, all the income that I generate, or revenue, if you will, from the channel, is most of it, well, all of it's gone in to pay for all the giveaways. So that's really where it goes. All right. So I'm trying to get to a point where it actually covers the whole giveaways, and that would be nice. But we're getting closer. We're getting really closer. So that's cool. That'll be nice. Then that way I'm not, I don't have my wife saying, I'm spending too much money on this hobby, right? But got to make sure to keep your wife happy. So, but I appreciate you guys, all you members. That's really awesome. So, all right. So see what I missed. Make sure I'm caught up here. Drive safe. Yep. Okay. The link works. Cool. We have been officially kazooed. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. And there's a super special one that we do for like the big, kind of like everyone has like Tri-State EDC has the giant gong, right? Other people have different things. I have the big button. Now this I have to do the button because when the first day we got monetized and we had memberships, I didn't have anything set up. And so the way we did it is I did the Scottish throat pipes. I it's a little thing I learned when in college, when you might have had a beverage or two, and you've gotten into a very casual, friendly format. You're a little loose and relaxed, and I would play with the throat, and it would sound like like bagpipes. By the end of the evening, I could hardly talk, so I had to do that. Hey, Just Nate, thank you so much for another membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know what? That deserves. I feel like I got to go for the fancy kazoo for this. Now you've done 2, so this is to you, Just Nate. All right, Just Nate. I appreciate all the gifted memberships, all you guys. And Just Nate, thank you. So, thank you, Just Nate. Thank you so much. And Level On Up. Hey, congratulations, Level On Up. Appreciate you being a channel member. So this is to you, Level On Up. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am not a musician, and you will know that by what you hear. But I do it because I'm very appreciative, and I want to celebrate that. And to me, it's awesome. So I appreciate you guys. Oh, so glad I don't have to use headphones anymore. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that wouldn't blow out your eardrums, or hopefully it wouldn't sound like you're a cat getting run over. How about that? Yeah, I'm not a musician. My son now, however, he plays the tuba, and he was in a ensemble that went all state. He's pretty good. You would be surprised how good a tuba can sound. I am. He's pretty impressive. I remember his first year when he played. It wasn't as good, but compared to that, it's night and day. Night and day. Now he's learning on other instruments just for fun. So tells you a little bit about his musical ability. My one carry would be my 80-20.5. I just really like that knife. Working on getting all the variants. Oh, that's cool, Vaping Grandpa. Can't wait for the brass goat scales to come in. Oh yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I'll give it some heft too, right? I'll make it a nice hefty knife. Paula Gear, Cole's doing basically, Cole's dong basically makes him a tripod. You said gong, my bad. Sorry, I just read that and I didn't even, it just shot right over me. I'll just leave it at that. I didn't catch that. We need to get you a gong, bigger than Cole's though. There you go. Yeah, get one of those full Asian ones, like what was it in the? It was a Marvel movie that they had a gigantic one, but those. I mean, where would I put it? I have to put it on the wall or something, right? Install it or something. Maybe hang it here. I could put one of these where I have my lights connected to the desk. I could get one and hang it down, and maybe motorize. It'll come down, and then come back up. That would be kind of interesting. Be very nerdy. Be up my alley though. Tyler, you a fan of the green, or just thought that the Norseman looked good? Oh yeah, he's got the Green Horseman. Yeah, I like that anno on there. The Norseman is one of those knives that's so amazing. It's so cool. It reminds me of you love it or you don't. But here's the thing: even if you don't love it and you want to acquire it, you have to acknowledge it's a really heck of a knife. Just like I got a chance to carry the Trisec. One of the awesome subscribers allowed me to borrow the Trisec. That is just a Serge Panchenko design. That's a ridiculous knife. But you know what? Danny called it out and he said, this is a knife that you would never buy, but you will love. And he's absolutely right. But there's the thing. I probably would never buy it, and I do love it. But the thing is, it kind of opened me up to that genre of knives. It's like, it's not so bad. It's that's the way we kind of experience some of these different knives. Just like the same thing with, I believe, the Norseman. You look at that, it's so unique, but it's popular for a reason, right? At least that's how I look at it. I don't know about you guys. Get us some measurements. All right, we'll have to look. Oh, like he would never do that. I would have to pay him. I mean, I could have a 500,000 subscribers, and I don't think I could pay him to play for me. Now, maybe I can get him to play, and I could save a little play and put it in one of the, maybe replace the Scottish throat pipes. I mean, that's kind of a tradition. I don't want to take that away, but maybe we can have that as another one. That would be kind of interesting. You can think about that. Let's see here, Rob. Do you like patches too, or coins? I like patches. I actually have. If you look at my wall of stickers up here, I have probably right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I have about 8 patches right now, and I have some on my range bag because I'm a range safety officer, so I have some on there. But it's not. I don't go out of my way to collect patches. If they're included with the knives, I like them. Right? So for me, they're cool, but I like I like stickers a lot. I like coins though. Coins are cool. Those are really cool. I put a few coins up there, but I would really like to get into some of those coins. I've wanted to buy them. I just, every time the one I want and I really have an interest, it's usually sold out. So it's kind of like one of those things. I probably, you start it and you probably can't finish, right? All right, so Neil McKenzie, I'm catching up here. We got to get to that giveaway because I know some people are waiting for that. But let me see here. The CMB Predator, the Gerber US-1, and the Tiny Sog. All right, I hear you. I hear you. Did I miss anybody else up there? No, I got Vaping Grandpa. Oh, okay, you were talking about the knife, dang Ross, the Knife Center exclusive and the carbon fiber pivot one. All right, carrying my Manix today for Manix Monday. Yeah, is it a Manix or Manix 2? Is it one of the originals? So, oh, you passed the threshold when I bought the McBee. Ah, yeah, I hear you. So, here's the thing, Tyler and you guys, when you're talking about the purple, I was not really into purple. It didn't really appeal to me. Then I got that Devo Stout too, and I thought, that's not bad. And even this little guy right here, oops, it's little. So you got, this is in the purple fat carbon, and I'm digging the color. It's actually pretty cool looking. Once you get it in hand and you hold it, and you're like, it makes a difference in just looking at pictures sometimes. And I'm sure that's the same thing with the Norseman for you, Tyler. Was it like once you held it in hand, did that either cement your perspective on the knife, or did it? Or did maybe seeing the knife and holding in hand make you want to get the knife? I'm just kind of curious, Tyler. How did that work for you? Was it you saw the knife first and in person, and then you wanted, or you liked it, and then when you got it, it was like, oh my gosh, this is even better than I thought? I'm kind of curious. All right, the Kaiser Huntsman looks like the Norseman. All right, I hear you, Thomas. Yeah. All right, I'm catching up here. Way of Knife usually has some sweet McBee's show scales. Oh yeah, they have some really nice stuff. I dig the coin and patches as well. Still want to get a Data Crew. Get a Data Crew. What a slider! All right. Especially the Kaiser's new budget line. Kaiser has some really neat, that integral one that came out with is pretty cool. And Kaiser usually, a lot of times they do the multi-row too, which is kind of nice. And when you put skiffs in there, oh my gosh, it's really nice. By the way, if you haven't tried that. All right. The Manix 2 110 with the AWT scales. Yes, Vaping Grandpa. I agree. I happen to have the rock scale designs. That's just because that's the first one I found and I bought them. I'm sure had I didn't see AWT until after I already bought those, so I kind of committed, but definitely keeping those in mind for future. Purple I have is laid back jack. Yeah, that's the thing. I think that would probably look pretty good in laid back jack. Hey, Paul Mills, welcome. Appreciate you joining the channel. We're about to do the giveaway. We're getting really close. Yeah, we're right around 7:45. Usually when I try to get there between 7:45 and 8. So if you haven't entered, go into the description. Please do. And seeing how they make it is very cool. Made me want one more. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Is it all hand ground, Tyler? I'm kind of curious. I bet it's like, because I know like McNeese, when you see his blade grinds, they're hand ground. You can see that. I mean, you're either going to appreciate the hand aesthetic and the hand touch, or you're not. If you're really OCD and you want absolute perfection, you may not like that mid-tech kind of stuff because you're going to see imperfections. But to me, that's what brings character to it, I think. I don't know. All right, who else we got here? Okay, the Vitronox, the Super Tinker, the GEC 25, and the Holtzman Fixie. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Dude, Doberman has multi-rows. Oh, I don't know that one. I have to check that out. Rob, have you handled a Spartan Harsey? So, there was somebody that said hello. I want to make sure I said hello to them real quick. Who was it? Did I miss somebody? Somebody just said hello. Now, before I answer your question, I feel like I missed it. Oh, Paul Mills. Okay, welcome. Hey, appreciate you being here. Just want to make sure I didn't. I hate skipping over that because I know the chat will fly by and I'll miss it. So I actually handled. You know, when I went to that gun show, I actually handled the McNees at that gun show. We were there and they had the 3.0, and that's when I first got enthralled with McNees. I was like, wow, that's just amazing. And they had the Spartans. Now the Spartans weren't broken in, and so I was a little. I thought it was really cool. It felt solid. I mean, it felt like a great knife, right? Felt like a Chris Reeve knife, but with a different aesthetic altogether. And they actually had some of the etched designs on there, which I thought was really cool. But it didn't have any flickability whatsoever. Then I found out later on, you can break those in. And to me, that made it more interesting. So that was my only experience at the time. I need to experience them again. I think that would be fair. So I need to get to a blade show or to a big store where I can actually go and try them out. So that is, I'm just being honest, that's my first experience and my only experience. I did get a Spartan kind of budget one, the one they made in Taiwan. I had to return it because it had some issues. And it wasn't just I didn't care for it issues. It was some other issues that I felt like I couldn't get past. So I never did a review. I just did an unboxing and I had to return it to them. If a knife, and so you guys will see, I will do unboxings and sometimes there won't be a review because I had an issue and I don't feel it's fair to do a review on a knife that I feel like maybe there was something wrong with it. And a couple of times you can't get a replacement. And sometimes you realize it may just be a design. And for some people, they'll love that. But for me, it's just not for me. So, but I think the Spartan might be one I'd like to try out because I've heard good things about it. All right, I have a Rask, a Rosie, and a Mini, and a regular Arius, but carry the RH half tracks. Alex Rosa, that's awesome. That's cool. Happy knife. Hey. I got the F22 kickstop. The OTW. All right, so OTW, I'm not sure what that means. Now the FT22 kickstop, I know what that is, but I don't know what the OTW is. Is that a variant? So, all right, it's not my first choice of color, but may still very excited. All right, got a Crane's Cutlery Mini XO in the Timascus today. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Crane's Cutlery has some nice stuff. Absolutely. It also carried the S110 Para 3. Very cool. The RG Metalwork scales. Oh, the RG Metalwork scales. You mean, let me make sure are we talking about because it's, I think he goes by RG Custom Metalworks. You're talking about like these, right? Is that the ones you were talking about? Because I have these on my Para 3. Excuse me. These are really cool. And I would put them, as far as aesthetic there. Now, I think this is better, but that's what gets me there. I really like those. I got my Crane's Cutlery Mini XO. Yeah, we talked about that. McNees randomly. So did McNees randomly blow up because they were producing a bunch of Magna Cut, or what? Or what? Because a few years ago. Yeah, so I think they've upped their production. There's no question because their demand is definitely there, but it's still not crazy production. It's the same thing that you deal with Hinderer, right? You gotta be careful riding that wave. You don't want to overproduce to the point you saturate because then you could lose the appeal, right? And you've got to be able to sell what you're making to be able to keep in business. If you make too much and then you can't sell it, you got to have a lot of revenue. Then you have a lot of capital to be able to do that, to carry that. Because if you're all familiar with anything in manufacturing and production, typically they say you should have minimum 4 inventory turns, right? Realistically, 8 inventory turns to be successful in anything you do. And then your, like if you ABC classify your inventory, I'm getting totally nerdy here, I'm an IT guy. Your A inventory should be turning anywhere from 16 to 32 times a year, and your B inventory should be turning at least 8 times a year, and your C inventory needs to turn at least 2 to 3 times a year. So that at least was the last statistic in some of the businesses I was involved in. So with McNeese, I'm sure that they have to, you know, have enough to be able to fund that, because sometimes knives are cyclical, right? There's times people buy and there's times people don't. So, hey, good evening, y'all. Matthew Russell, welcome. Appreciate you being here. All right, so real quick, we're going to do the giveaway because I'm sure we got a bunch of people here. We do. We have a large crowd tonight, so that's cool. That's cool. Real quick, super fast. If you haven't done so already, click on the More button. You'll see a link in here. More, this link right here. This is the entry video right here. Click on that. That'll take you to the entry video. You'll go through a little commercial real quick. Appreciate you watching that because it helps the channel. And once you do that, you'll get in here, and then you just leave your comment down below. So far, 46 comments with 55 people here. So at least 9 people. We need 9 more people to enter if you want to be part of the giveaway. Tonight, we are going to be doing a giveaway. So let me go ahead and move some of these out of the way. I will put this one over here because I want to make sure that one's okay. All right. I'm okay, you know, with my stuff. I just don't want to, stuff that's being loaned to me, I got to make sure I take really good care of. So, all right. So the giveaway tonight, and if I missed anything, sorry guys, I know some people are wanting to be a part of that. So tonight is the Kershaw Iridium. This is one of those knives I will tell you was a surprise. We found this at Buc-ee's. We were driving through from a band thing, right? Or football band, I think. I can't remember. I think it was a band. And they had this in the display, and I didn't even know it was released yet. And honestly, at first, I was hoping it was the titanium version because I really want to get that. And I asked them about it. They're not going to produce anymore, at least that variant, but I hope they consider other ones. But this is aluminum scales. I think this anodized aluminum back spacer with a, you know, lanyard hole back there, deep pocket carry clip. It is inside the scales, and you have it reversible, so left and right carry, right? So that's nice. It is the axis lock, or what they call, what do they call this? I mean, they call it crossbar lock. I think there's I have it on the video. What they have, everyone has their own name, but it feels like it's on washers. I mean, cage bearings. And I didn't want to take it apart since I was going to give it away, but I'm pretty sure this is cage bearings. When I looked in there, I could see what I thought were bearings. The action is ridiculous. And dead center. It's D2 steel. Now, you know, I know D2 steel, it's not the greatest thing in the world, and I wish they would consider 14C28 or Nitro V or, you know, something a little nicer, and I think we'd all pay an extra couple of bucks if that's what it costs. But it is not your typical Kershaw, like your budget Kershaw, which usually tend to be this, and it's not assisted, let's put it that way. It's phenomenal. It's a really, really good knife. And I think it'd be a great gift for someone. It would be a great beater knife. It would be a great car knife, work knife, whatever. I know that's what it would be for me if I were to keep it. And then also we're going to give away this cheat sheet. I have another cheat sheet I'm going to be giving away with another knife at some point, but this is the one that came from Skiff Washers, or from Skiff Skiff Blade Works, and they gave me a whole bunch of stuff, and I had a little packet. Everyone wanted me to split it up and give it away with parts of the knife, so I was going to give the cheat sheet away with this knife. Then another night I'm going to give the little finger tool, and then another giveaway we're going to do the washers with another knife. All right, so that's how we're going to break it up. And then I have another cheat sheet that was donated to me by an awesome channel subscriber, a member, and so that's going to be for another knife, right? So this is cool. What this does, if you don't know, when you take your knife apart, if you want to put Skiff washers in, you can put washers. Let me see, do I have one over here? I do. So here's some Skiff washers right here, right? You put these in. Matter of fact, these are the ones that go in the Hinderer, the XM18. So if you put these in, usually there's more ceramic ball bearings. You need to know the pivot size, and you need to know what size the washers are, you know, and so this helps you define that so you can order the washers. Really, really cool tool. I highly recommend checking out Skiffs if you're into that. It may be a little new thing for you guys, so try it on a small knife. Of course, you get a couple of stickers. So that's the giveaway. All right, and if you haven't entered yet, let's see what we're doing on the giveaway. Let me go refresh that over there. See where we're at. We'll get that going here in just a second. All right, we're up to 46. That's what I got. 46 entries. So 46 entries with 52 in the 52 on the live stream. So if you get a chance to enter, please do. If you haven't had a chance yet, maybe some people don't. That's fine. Sorry, I need a drink. The Duralock. Thank you. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yep, the Duralock. Appreciate you guys. All right. Yeah, it really is a great design. I really wish I'd gotten that titanium version. That would have been nice in the 20 CV. Ah, man. Yeah, we're gonna Dang Ross. I'll definitely be doing the probably. I'm thinking of doing the finger tool with the next knife. So, I didn't know if if I'd have any of those pieces or parts of the skiff stuff left over when we hit the big 3K, because we're getting closer. We're almost just 300 away, which is kind of cool. I'd love to get there. Usually, on average, if you look at the statistics, probably another month and a half to 2 months away for it. But it'd be cool if it was sooner. All right, so that's the giveaway. Everybody like that? Anybody have a chance to? Anybody not have a chance to enter? If you have not had a chance to enter, would you please consider? Oh, by the way, yeah, Paul, I think you're right. I will say Kershaw seems to nail their heat treat really well, because if you notice, I actually had my Kershaw OTF here. This is the live wire, and this 20 CV blade steel here is done really, really well. And I only have one OTF. I had a Guardian Tactical that I enjoyed, but I just like the blade shape and the thinness and the carry feel of this knife. It just felt better to carry if I was going to carry an OTF. This is just like, I'm not a big OTF collector. I like folding knives more, but this is nice. I know some of you guys love OTFs. I have one. Don't have a bunch, but I have one. All right, so Silva, if you haven't entered, let me show you real quick. This is, who is it that's asking about it? All right, so real quick. Tyler, man. Golly, thank you, Tyler. Wow, okay, all right. There we go, there we go. All right, so now you guys get to see what we got here. We're gonna do the big button here, and then I'll do a kazoo as well. So, Tyler, this is for you. So that's the Scottish throat pipes. We recorded it because it was throwing I couldn't talk at the end of everything. But Tyler says, for keeping the wife happy and shipping back to work, for shipping and back to work, I'll be lurking. All right, no problem. So also one big kazoo salute to you as well. So that deserves this. I don't know if that was my voice or if that was a kazoo. That might be my voice. I don't know. I'm not a musician, so there you go. Take it with a grain of salt, Take it as someone who's just celebrating all the awesomeness of you guys, so thank you. All right, so real quick, for those who are trying to enter, if you want to one more time, I'll do this real quick. Click on the more button. This is the video. If you don't see this little description up here with this link, Monday night, October 2nd, 7 p.m. giveaway, if you don't see that, refresh your session. You may have joined before I saved this. You may have joined early. I didn't save this right away. I forgot. Just like I forgot to turn on my mic in the very beginning of the live stream. So refresh. You'll see this link, okay? Once you see that, click on that link. It'll take you to the giveaway video. Once you're in here, go ahead and enter. Enter right there. Just put a description in or put a comment down here. That'll get you into the giveaway. All right? Make sure it's PG. You don't want YouTube to filter you out. One entry per person. All right, so that's really all there's to it. Just this is how you do it. You got to get to that entry video. Did that help? Is everybody in? Are we good to go? I'm going to jump over to the giveaway. The giveaway video picker. Let me do that. Okay. If you haven't entered, just let me know. Let me know if you need a little more time. All right, so I don't have 500 comments yet. I would love to get there where we have 500 comments. That would be super cool. I would gladly get that membership. It's not quite there yet. All right, so this is the random picker. So I'm going to go to the video. Let me go to tonight's video. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This one. Oh, got the volume on. You can hear the background noise. All right, so let me go to the link. This is the giveaway video right here. I'm going to click on that. And here you see the giveaway video. All right, so I'm going to go down here and I'm hit the share button. All right, everybody ready for that? This is the link for the giveaway. I'm going to copy that and go back to the giveaway picker. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to paste it in. Everybody good with the link? I'm going to filter out duplicate users. We'll go down here. We have to do a little math. 1 plus 7 is 8. All right, last call, last call. Everybody entered? Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Did everybody enter? Anybody need another second? Because here we go. Let me know. Let me know. I'm trying to doing a little math. No, I'll do the math. I try not to do the math. That's probably wouldn't be good for me. I'm an overachiever, and I don't want to get involved in that because I would probably be an overachiever in that way, right? All right, so everybody ready? All right, here we go. Here we go. 52 comments, 52 comments. All right, let's go down to the start. Hey, good luck, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. I know a lot of you are going to leave as soon as we click this, so thank you for being here. Come back next week. We'll talk more knives. We'll hang on, talk a little bit more knives as well. We'll have another giveaway in 2 weeks, and if it gets real close to the 3K, then I'm going to start hyping that up because I have 3 awesome knives for that big giveaway. Cannot wait. We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about a cool prototype, so if you want to hang around for that, there's some things that they're doing, and they got a discount code. I'd really like to talk about that. So if you want to hear about that, please do hang around. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Homer Feltus, you are the winner this evening. Congratulations, Homer. You won. I know you were here. You've got to be here. Tell me you didn't leave. You are here, right, Homer? Come on, Homer. There you are. All right. Congratulations, Homer. That's awesome. All right. So I'm going to put my email address right here. I'm sure you know it, but here you go. Here. Oh, let me put that, go over here. Is it reflected? It's kind of reflective. Let me see if I can do this. How about that? Is that a little easier to read? All right. So just email me. Email me within 7 days. You can do it now. It's fine. I may not reply right away. All right, depending on how late this live stream goes. So congratulations to you, Homer. That's awesome. I know you've been trying to win for a while now, right? So, man, you got a good one too. And you got the cheat sheet too. That's pretty nice. I'm going to be excited to send that one to you. So congratulations to Homer. All right, and I appreciate everyone else who's here. If you're leaving, thank you for being here. But if you want to hang around, we're going to talk about knives, but we're going to talk about that prototype. I really want to share that with you. I think you're going to really enjoy that. Dope. I hear you. Level on up. He's trying to make. He's making a reference to, I guess, The Simpsons. But I feel like Homer Simpson at work many times because I feel sometimes I make I don't know. I make that noise when I do things at work. But that's awesome. Definitely need the cheat sheet. That's awesome. Yeah, congratulations, by the way. And don't forget, if you go to Skiff Made Bearings, you go there, use RNK10, RNK10. You get 10% off your purchases of your Skiff washers or your Skiff cage bearings, however you want to call them, or the heavy, thick washers, the cheat sheet, and the finger tool. All those things. And the finger tool, I'll just show you. These are some more things that we're going to be giving away, just so you know. This is the finger bit. It's called a finger bit. Right? And then we have another cheat sheet. And then we have a pack of 3 washers and some more stickers. All right. So that's going to be for future giveaways. Congratulations, Homer. You have the email address? You're good? If not, go back to the video. Just mark the time. Worst case scenario, Homer, you can always, you can go to the, go to my channel on the web, and there's a link for an email address. If you want to email me, that actually goes to the same email address. So you can just send an email there, and then I'll reply to you there. All right? So, but congratulations. All right, so let's talk about a couple of things. First thing I'd like to talk about is this right here, this Legion. Excuse me. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse. Let me get my cheat sheet. Here it is. Yep, I wanted to show you this. So this is Legion steel knives. This is the, I had this memorized. Of course, it's a unique name. And one of the things I did want to ask him, I don't know if they're still here, but I did want to ask him, is this a, is the name Danish? Because it seems like with the in there, which is the letter for the slov, which is silver. If you've been to their website, let me take you all to the website real quick. I really like the design of this blade personally. I don't know if it speaks to you guys, but they've actually done some fixes already, and I found out about some more fixes that they've also done. So I'd like to talk about that and share that with you, because this is such a unique blade shape. Has anyone seen this blade shape in other knives? I don't recall seeing this blade shape anywhere else. The Asgir, yes, thank you. Thank you very much. So it's the Asgir, and I believe it's Old Norse to be exact. All right, so I don't know if you know Legion steel knives. I am actually Danish. So my first language was Danish. I didn't learn English till I was 7. So jeg taler dansk, kan du forstå dansk? So if you speak Danish and you are, you know, I don't know if you kan du tale norsk, kan du tale svensk. So I don't know if you speak any of those, but so when I saw that, I was kind of like, oh, that's really interesting. But it wasn't the same name that for silver or black that I remember growing up with my 7-year-old vocabulary, right? And that's why when you say it's Old Norse, that makes more sense. It's kind of like ancient English or archaic English, right? They use different words. So, but very cool. Let me get to the site real quick here. I want to do that. And the reason why I want to share this with you, because they provided a discount code too, and it's going to be more appealing once we talk about it. If you want to hang around for this, but I think it's really cool. Where are we? I have to look it up. Come on. Here we go. All right. I want to make sure I got the link. Come on. Open up. There we go. All right. So I want to share this with you guys. All right. So this is their website. And so I did an unboxing, and I'm dropping a full review, and it's one of my longer reviews. I'm going to edit a little bit because I wanted to add some things I learned afterwards that is really cool, right? One of the things that I talked about in my unboxing, I missed the part where they were going to make the flipper a little bit bigger, and they actually talk about that right here. Lengthen the flipper tab and remove the rounded surface. So they're going to put the jimping all the way, I don't know if you can see this, the jimping is going to go all the way around here, all the way around, and the flipper is going to come out a little bit more, which is going to make this really great. Along with the lock bar is going to be made a little shorter. So let me go back to the desktop just so you can see this. So they're going to make this a little longer, and they're going to remove this rounded part. It's going to be jimped all the way around. And this lock bar is going to be made thinner, which is going to be really good because I've got big meaty fingers, and I kept putting my finger on there. I don't know if you can see that. And so having it a little bit thinner is going to be perfect, right? So that was one thing. They're also going to make the sharpening choil. They're going to enlarge that as well. And one of the things I had made mention to in my review, I really liked all those things. I said, you know, it's a little sharp on the edges right here. And I thought, oh, there's a little hook part right here. Now, just so you know, this is a prototype. Everybody understand, this is a prototype, okay? Prototypes are experimental you learn, you refine a knife. It's a process, right? So I review prototypes very differently. Their impressions, I don't feel I can do a full final review. I can say based on where I think the knife is going, how I feel about it, right? I don't, it would be unfair for me to review this and the knife be different, right? So, but that being said, they're also these edges I felt was a little sharp when you were gripping them, and they are actually going to be rounding that. So that's awesome. Perfect. So between that lock bar being thinner, the flipper being a little bit longer, and just, I feel like this is like a Riot knife, right? And I know you said who the maker was. You said it, and can you refresh me real quick again? Legion Steel Knives. I don't want Concept. Yeah, Concept. So Concept's been coming out with some really good stuff lately. And I got to tell you, this inlay right here, this reminds me, this is up there with Riot level inlay. There's no bump. Now this front part of the inlay is sticking up, which is completely different than all the rest of the inlay, which to me, again, a prototype. It's a prototype. And so that's just stuff that happens in a prototype. It's just how it works, right? You're getting the concept, from Concept, right? That's a little pun there. That one was free. But anyways, so it's free, so you don't throw it back at me. But anyways, in the beautiful stone wash, I really like the stone wash blade, and I love the swedge on the top. So that I thought was really cool. This made this knife way more appealing to me, honestly, because the flipper, this thinner, and then this rounded, you suddenly have this beautiful shape that it's just so unique to me. So, all right, I talked a lot and I didn't reply. So anybody else, what do y'all think about the blade shape? It's not something I've seen before. To me, it's very, very, very unique. I would love to hear if you guys, because I haven't seen this before, okay? Maybe in customs or something, maybe, I don't know, but it's not any knives I have seen where I've seen this blade shape. To me, this is new. At least in this build, where I think it stands out and it complements it, okay? So there's also one other thing that they shared with me. Let me go there real quick. I'm gonna get it for you, and I wanna put it into the comments for you. I just gotta find my email. Come on. Give me just a second. Where are you? Where are you? Sorry, guys. I thought I had it. Did I file that email? Sorry, what I'm doing is they actually gave me a coupon code, a really cool coupon code that you can get for the pre-order or if you want to reserve it. And I think it makes it really appealing. I think it's kind of cool. I think it definitely be something worth. All right. Apparently I cannot talk and use a mouse at the same time for some reason. Let me do this search real quick. There we are. Right there. All right. Okay. All right. All right. There we are. Yep. All right. I got it. Got it. So what they want to offer is, and I think it's really cool. If you guys want to do this, a discount code, and it is Rob's Nerdy Knives, one word, and it's good for $35.05 off all pre-orders. So let me go ahead and put that in the into the chat. I think Rob's Nerdy Knives. Make sure. Yep. And this is good for $35.05, I believe. Yeah, is that what it said? Yeah, 35 off pre-orders. So there you go. So, and when you look at the quality of the knife, you are looking at a high level. So just so you understand the level of the inlay, here is my Sharp by Design Evo Typhoon. And when I look at these two right here, I see I mean, it's almost negligible. I mean, they look identical for right here for the top inlays, right? So to me, that is a real, I mean, you know, that's why at first I thought, was this real? But Concept's picking up the game, just like, you know, QSB's been doing that. Bestech's been really picking up the game. You know, a lot of the people are really stepping it up. And Concept's come out with some crazy, crazy nice knives lately. Even CJRB and a whole bunch of people are doing this, Artisan Cutlery. But you can see the quality of that carbon fiber inlay. That's very similar. So I like that. Now, you know, this knife's been taken apart. So, you know, the little details that you'll see here with the screws and stuff like that, I mean, it's a prototype, right? You take prototypes apart, you test, you change different things. And so that's some of the things. Now, what I do with my with my personal knife is I tune the detents a little bit and things like that. But those are all things that you can do. But there you go. Did I miss anything as well? Legion steel knives. What else did I think we talked about everything. I don't know if you were gonna. You mentioned maybe there's more coming, possibly. I don't know, but I think that takes this knife from my concerns. And if you saw my unboxing, and you'll see my actual impressions video, everything I talked about that I had an issue with, I think they've addressed. I mean, the only thing I might recommend if they still have anything to say is just a tip on that clip. If you can round it, that would be my only thing right there. It's a little sharp, but they may have already done that, so I don't know. But otherwise, they've addressed everything that I thought was that would prevent this knife from being like a blow up knife. Just great, you know. So I just want to share that with you. I thought if the aesthetics appeal to you, if you like that, I want you to take a look at that, and I want to share that coupon code. And I thought, you know, if you're looking for a reason, $35.05 is a reason for you to make the commit. You looks like you don't have to pay the full upfront. You could do the $150 and commit to that. You know, kind of like I think several other people do that with the pre-orders. They'll I think Sharp by Design has done that. I think who's the other guy? There's a couple of people that I know that have done that. So I think that's pretty cool. Kind of breaks it out into 2 payments, which makes it more bearable for some of us. You know, if you're trying to, you know, coming up with 300 and I think, what is it? Let's go over to the website real quick. And there is a black version, by the way. So this here, Svarte. So you have Sølv, which that's an Ö, the letter Ö. So that I would pronounce that Asgier. Sølv is the way you would pronounce that probably. And then there would be Asgier, Svat, like that. The modern word for black is soot. So it's kind of sort of similar, but they're only making 100 silver and 100 black. All right, so it's going to be a limited run. So what's available is available. And the black is pretty cool too. So if you haven't seen that, oh, let me let it zoom in. There we go. So now that looks like it's black stone wash too. I like that. That's cool. All right, so I wanted to share that with you guys. What do y'all, anybody's thoughts on that? Hey, Mark Parks, welcome. Appreciate you being here in the live stream. We were just talking about one of the prototypes that I happened to have checked out recently. What are its prying limits? Well, I'll tell you, I never recommend that you pry with a knife, but I mean, I'll let them answer. But if you want to pry, get a pry bar. You can get a pry tool. If you're going to use a knife or a pry bar, I mean, it's your knife. You can do whatever you want with it. It's absolutely up to you. But, you know, I would recommend a pry bar for a prying tool. Just like if you're going to chop wood, I would get a fixed blade or an axe. Just my 2 cents. You know, if you're in a pinch, though, could you survive? You know, that's a whole different question, right? All the blues would match. Okay. So you're saying you would like to see, you would love to see all the blues, okay? So here's a good question for you guys at Legion Steel Knives. So right now, when we look at this knife, and it'd be a a good question. So I see the blue here, and I think what they're saying, you're saying this light blue with the darker blue anodization, you would like to see the tones be more similar. Is that what you're asking? Level on up. You're asking for more like this either be darker or this be a little lighter to kind of match the anodization of the different steels. Yeah, that's a good point. I think that would be fair. And I think, on the black one, just my 2 cents, I don't know what you guys feel, but if I would share my thoughts, it would be that I think on the black one, a lighter blue would be more complementary than a bold blue. I think the bold blue on the lighter version here, like this, with the raw titanium, I think that kind of complements and a nice accent, but on a darker knife, you could do the blue, but I think it would be nice if it was a little more subtle or not at all. Just a thought. Because sometimes when people go for black knives, they like to be all blacked out. They want them all blacked out. Just a thought. Maybe offer hardware you could sell that's all black anodized screws and pivots. There's something to be. I mean, you usually when you order like 200 knives, you're probably going to have a certain percentage of knives that are going to be your for repairs or warranty and stuff like that. And then you're going to usually have some extra parts in case some of the knives come in and they don't meet the specs, right? So that being said, maybe you could get some black anodized. Just a thought. That's just my crazy notion. I may be the only one that likes that. So take that with a grain of salt. Well, I mean, here's the thing, Kyle. You can pry any knife you want, but I mean, there's just knives I'm never going to pry with, right? If I have to pry in a desperate situation, that's one thing. Then you're probably doing it for emergency, save your life, whatever kind of critical thing. And no matter what the cost of the knife, it doesn't matter because you're trying to do something that's really important. I get that. That's totally fair. But on a regular basis, if you're going to be prying, I recommend maybe look like Lynch Clip. They sell some awesome pry bars. Matter of fact, they have some. They just dropped their 3V steel. And that's much better steel than a titanium pry bar. If you want to get a really good pry bar, get the 3V. That's tough steel. That's a good pry bar. That's like exceptional steel. So the reason for the blue don't match is because the hardware is not titanium. So it's coating, whereas the clip and the backspacer are titanium and anodized. Get the colors to match is very difficult. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, and sometimes people will go with titanium screws to get the same anodization, and that always adds cost. I get it. But then sometimes people will, it depends on, there's just different things, but I hear you. Just maybe something to think about. Secondary screws, maybe you could offer it as selling. I think I've seen a lot of people do that where people will buy it. When I bought several knives like this, I bought extra hardware just because I wanted to have the option to try it out. So it could be, you usually order extra hardware just for warranty stuff and maybe generate extra revenue. Just a thought. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. All right. So I think that's pretty cool. I don't want to linger here too much longer, but if anybody has any more questions, but that's the coupon code. Check it out. I think it's definitely cool. And I really appreciate them sharing all the things that they're doing on here. I think that's really going to make this really a fun, interesting knife. I like the idea of the smaller flipper because I already enjoy that. Like, on a Shirogorov, you have that smaller kind of flipper, and that's always nice to have that. And I'm guessing what they're looking at, they're probably going to be coming out just a little bit like this is. And when you have just that little extra, world of difference. I think that's going to be a big win there. So, all right. So let's get back here. I am going to bring these guys back over here. Anybody has any more questions, please do ask. I mean, we've got them here now. This is a good time to ask. It's kind of cool to talk to someone. I mean, you know, sometimes we get to talk to Kevin a little bit. He shares some of his experiences, but, you know, he also has a lot more things going on there too. So, all right, make sure you can all see that. Just trying to get some eye candy back here for everybody so we can talk about our other topics that we were going to jump into. I guess that's everything. Yeah, that's good. All right. Add a thumb stud. I hear you. Adding a thumb stud is another thing. That would be interesting. A thumb stud would be cool. But again, you know, they're already pricing things, and so I think they might be pricing it on what their costs are. So, but yeah, good salt. Yeah, okay. I'm off to play with the Boulders Gate 3. Oh, hey, good luck. You guys, Fadoozle or Fadoozle, I'm not going to sure how to pronounce that, and I'm not sure I want to learn how to pronounce that correctly. It's just one of those things there, right? FD, I'll say FD. Good night, man. Appreciate you being here for the live stream. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can see that. It's a thin blade. It's a very sleek design. I like it. I think it's so unique. I'm kind of drawn in. You know how people are drawn into the Norseman? It's such a unique design. To me, that feels like that. Maybe it's a design other people have seen before. I haven't. Okay. For me, it's unique. Yeah, you definitely add a cost there. I mean, I think if Legion Steel, here's something, just a thought. If for some people they don't like some of those colors, just offer, you know, either throw it in free or offer it for free, just plain hardware that's not anodized, right? That way it's just, you're not worried about color coordination. So some people might just take it all off anyways. I had the Stunner, this one right here. I'll show you this. I ordered this a long time ago. You can't find this knife anymore, and people have like tried to buy this from me because they don't make this anymore. And it was one of the first really fantastic action knives I had. Well, they had this with the blue anodization, and you can see it's a little off there, but they actually offered this with a plain hardware, so it came in with it. So that might be, just in case for some of the people who are on the edge, just a thought. I don't know if that's more cost effective. That's why I was throwing that out there. All right. Yep. Let's see here. We appreciate it. Yeah. No problem. Thank you. Hey, and Legion Steel Knives, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Kyle Connors, Sharif's new knife has a mild pry built in, meant to pierce. So stabilize if it flexes side to side. So stabilized if flexes side to side. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's a knife with a purpose, right? I think I'm going to get a copy in the pass around. I will actually at some point, probably a month or so from now, a couple of months, I might actually get a handle Sharif's knife because I'd like to check it out. I'd be interested. Now, the thing about, you know, when you get knives like that, though, usually they're very purposeful, right? They're built for that. Yes, can you check out the Herman? Absolutely. So here we go. This is the Herman Sting. Well, it sings. And the action is ridiculous. So here, if you want to hear it, can you hear that? Very unique sound. So And this is the fat carbon inlay that they put in there. Beautiful milling all the way around. Goes in the pocket really nicely. That's their captive pivot. LMAX steel. And this is like, I don't know what you call this, because it's like stonewashed, but it's not. It's like stonewashed, bead blasted, some weird texture, almost orange peel, all put together. It's really cool. It's, you know, and I don't know if you can tell, but the edge, can we see that? Their edges are, let me see if we can get the right reflection. That is a full polished edge. Let me see if we can, let me zoom in. No, not that. Here we go. Can you see that edge? I think that's kind of cool. So that is that's the sting. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate both you and you and Marissa. Thank you so much. Thank you, Legion Steel Knives. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Let me put it in there. Let me go ahead and put that in there. I'm going to go ahead and put the link for the Legion Steel Knives in here, so you guys can. Did I paste it? Come on, here we go. Go check them out here. So Paul Mills, you have a sting and a dragonfly. Yeah. This is the one that I liked in the size, right? Because there's some that are really big. I'm not a knife gets over 8.5 inches, 9 inches. It's almost too big, right? I have a few exceptions, and I do have exceptions to the rule. I have a rule, but there's rule with exceptions, right? So it's a hard rule with exceptions. You know, I'm absolutely 100% a maybe. You know, it's like kind of one of those things, right? But you do want one, but with another one. Okay, yeah. So there's actually, you know, I have two Grail knives that I would very much want to get back into my collection, or would like to get in my collection. Then they're going to be down the road a bit. There is the Rosie is one of those, and quite honestly, it's this exact milling pattern. This is the one I would very much like to get. I hope he makes more of this design specifically, because I would love to get this. So that's one. Then the other one that I would like to get is a Holt Blade Works. Yeah. I think it's called is it the Cypher or something like that? Oh man. There's two different names that they have out. Those are the two. No such thing as a knife that's too big. Well, you know, I guess that's a matter of perspective. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, you know, we do have some folks on in the chat, and some folks on that subscribe that have large hands, and so I suspect they could probably give a full handshake to Shaquille O'Neal, who has massive hands. But you know, for me, what makes it too big is if I can't manipulate and control it, and you can't see a thing there, can you? All right, if I can't manipulate and control the hand. So like here's a Shirgorov. It's a huge knife because the blade is huge, but the handle is just nice. It's very comfortable, right? You can't really choke up on it, but you could, I guess, a little bit, but I wouldn't really, right? But I've got plenty of room, but this is definitely an extra large, double extra large, maybe even triple extra large. It might be a little over the edge, triple extra large, but definitely have plenty of handle room here on this, right? So that is big, but it's not too big, and I'm okay with that one. So that one works for me. Hey, Me With Knives, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for joining the live stream. Thanks so much for being here this evening. You got the Holt haptic. Woo, the Morpheus. That's the one. Yes, thank you. The Morpheus. Love Holt as much as Herman. Yes. Yeah, and that's another one where I actually reached out to him at one point, and I actually got the opportunity Or I could have bought one. I just didn't have the money for it. Yeah, yeah. Definitely a knife I would very much like to have in my collection. The Holt Morpheus, that would be the one for sure. And the Rosie. Those two. And quite frankly, I may put everything on hold for myself just to get to those two things, right? It may take a while, but we'll work toward it. Yeah. If a knife is too big, then it's a sword. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. That's where we talk about a pocket sword, right? It's a pocket sword at that point. I hear you. Yeah, they're taking orders right now. They have two variations. They have a plain tie and they have a black one. So definitely worth going to take a look. I really like the blade shape a lot. I'm digging that blade shape a lot. And I'm digging all the things that they fixed on there as far as part of the development process, right? I wouldn't say fix, as they refine it. That's probably a better word. They refined the project. And that's what happens with anything. I mean, come on. I don't know anybody who doesn't refine a project. I mean, look at the Stout version 2 compared to the Stout version 1. I mean, the Stout version 1 was great from Devo Knives, but Stout 2, I mean, that's up there in epic scale, right? So, PGA Holt Morpheus, pretty easily, if you have the money and like what they're making. Yeah, I do. I like what they're making. The money is the issue, right? I gotta stop buying other things. So, and maybe go to navsale.com and sell a few things. By the way, if you didn't know, I do have a link for Navsale. If you click on it, it helps the channel out. It doesn't obligate you to anything. If you just want to go look and buy nothing, it still helps the channel if you just use the link. Be happy to, excuse me. Excuse me. I'll be happy to share that with you guys if you're interested. It's in the description, by the way. If you want to pull it in. I know it's a shameless plug, but it's a plug worth checking out because they have really cool stuff. They really do. If you haven't been there, and I'm talking like all sorts of stuff. So go check. If you want to help the channel, go check it out. If you're going to go to Navs anyway, maybe click on the link when you go there. The biggest folder you have is the gun gear. That thing is massive. That sounds massive. MKW. Oh, me with knives. Yes. There's those abbreviations again, just Nate. I get all thrown off. I'm thinking like you've got some abbreviation for a cool knife. What's the MKW knife? Oh, me with knives. Missed that one. Hey, I appreciate that level on up. If you guys would just use it, whenever you're looking, it really helps out. And I do appreciate it. I really do. So the biggest one that I carry is, quite frankly, right now, is going to be, there's two, right? The one that I just recently got was the Borka Marfion production version of with the ram lock, the Microtech one. This is really cool. And it's got, listen to this, it's so loud, but it's worth it. It drives everybody crazy in the house, but listen. Can you hear the swoosh? It literally sounds like you're throwing a sword through the air and it's cutting the air. Listen. Can you hear that? It's annoying, but I love it. I don't know why. I just love it. It's annoying as all get out. So that one's pretty big. And if you compare it to the Shirgorov, you can see that they're pretty close, right? Well, let me get them in there so you can see them. All right. They're pretty close. And that's not a short blade, right? So then there's the MSI, and that's just a little bit longer. So the MSI is just a little bit longer. And I like both of these. And if you didn't know, the lock here, the ram lock, it's not meant to be only two fingers. Like everybody does this, right? But it's meant to be one finger use. That's why this thing works like that. I can one finger it, left-handed and right-handed. So this is almost like an OTF, like a Microtech OTF. It's like that button, how the OTF works. So if you can work a Microtech OTF, you can work this pretty much. Well, gotta make sure I get the weight going. But there you go. So that's my biggest knife for me. I don't know about you. That's the biggest one that I have right now. Oh, the customer service. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Paul. Did you have some issues with yours? Okay, so the titanium iridium on navcell. Oh, there's a titanium iridium. Oh, we should take a look at that. Definitely worth looking. Now, my only worry about the iridium, right, is, and we'll look, is iridium is going to be a user knife, right? And so is this person, when they got it, did they use it and beat it up? So, I mean, well, let's first see what they rate it as. Excellent. Okay, so excellent means, we'll read it here, the knife's excellent condition, may be free of original box documentation, but must notate that this in the description, knives in excellent condition may show nearly indistinguishable signs of wear from carry or blade. A factory edge or professionally sharpened edge is required for knives to be listed in excellent condition. So, it means it may not have the original box. Let's see, does it say discontinued, box and no box included? Which, I mean, if you know Kershaw, this is the box that you're missing. It's not anything to write home about, right? It's not fancy. But you want to make sure it's protected, right? It is titanium. Knife is like new condition with solid lockup, no blade play. Never been carried or used. Oh, that's not bad. Let's look at that. That's cool. Now it's 20 CV blade steel, so it's CPM 20 CV blade steel. That's cool. That's a pretty good price for them. They were selling for about, I thought, 189 or something like that, or 200, somewhere around there. But you have to understand, in order for me to get to here, I can't do things like that. I gotta restrain myself a little bit, right? So the Quartermaster Hannibal, that sounds huge. The Olemic Solist, yeah, some of those Olemic knives are huge. You still have the auto stitch from 2017. That's cool. That's cool. The Voyager XL is my biggest. Okay, me with knives, that's a huge knife. I was considering the Voyager series, but it doesn't have the same build as the Demco ones, like the 8010 or the 4MAX full liners. Have you chopped or batoned with yours? Oh, okay. I guess that's what it. Okay, I've got to look this up now. Let's take a look at this knife. What is this one? That's called the Voyager series. One of these, oh, okay, I've seen it. Yeah. All right, I know which one you're talking about. That cold steel, this super overbuilt one. That thing is massive, massive. So which one do you have? The 5.5 or the 4-inch? Voyager large, say Voyager XL. So that would be the XL. Isn't there one that's even bigger than the 5.5? I thought that was like a super gigantic, huge, ridiculous one, even bigger than that. No? Okay. When you got your haptic. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I'm quite honest with you. The one knife I've been carrying has been this. This has been the carry for me all week. Well, since I got it. I've been carrying nothing but that. The mini areas. Surprisingly, perfect fit in my hand. I think it fits an XL, I mean large to extra large hands very nicely. Might start getting a little bit on the edge with a double extra large. As a chopper, it's a beast. So that's a knife now. That's got a back lock, so that's pretty close to almost semi-fixed blade capability. You know, I mean, I always say if you're going to need a knife like a fixed blade, then get a fixed blade, right? But if you're in a situation, you know, the shark lock, the back lock, the scorpion lock, any of those locks are going to be pretty phenomenal. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you, Byron. You don't want the customer service. Here's a really cool story. So, you know, I bought my McNeese and it was like, I got it within seconds and it was sold out. So I had an issue with it. It was really grindy and stuff and had some issues with it. And the action started like not going really well. And I was like, man, if I return this, there's no replacement. And so I reached out to Jonathan McNeese on Instagram. He IM'd me back and then he gave me his phone number and I called him and we spoke on the phone for a while. And afterwards, he's like, yeah, take it apart, clean it. If it doesn't work, then ship it to me and I'll work on it. Took it apart, cleaned it, was perfect. It just had some extra gritty stuff from production. It happens, right? You know, you're in a manufacturing facility and they're punching out a bunch of knives. They're trying to get them out there. And I was going to put skiff washers in it anyways, and I did, and it works perfect. No problems. But he's such a great guy. That's the kind of customer service. You know, as much as people hate Benchmade, and I get they're overpriced, I get it. I get it. Their customer service really, with their lifetime warranty, something to be said about that. I mean, you do pay for that in some ways. You know, I get it's a little excessive, like the, what is it? The, not the bug out, but the, what is the one that the bailout, that recent bailout with the titanium, the $600? I mean, that's more than the McNeese. Come on. I don't know about that. Did you buy direct from Holt or private third party? But they should at least be willing to answer basic questions. Yeah. Have you reached out to him on Instagram and just talked to him? I mean, I assume you have, but I mean, I just didn't know if you did. No bueno. Okay. Triad lock. Yeah, the triad lock is one of those super locks. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of people have a lot of vested interest in those locks, right? Some people will. The triad lock is the best. You know, the scorpion lock, the back lock. There's a lot of people that are, you know, arguing the shark lock might be the thing, right? I know the triad lock people might not agree with that, but I don't know. I don't have a triad lock. I have a shark lock, and I enjoy that. I have it on 2 knives. Yeah, he's absolutely really cool about that, man. And that's a lifetime warranty you get on that knife. Let me just tell you. And I feel like the McNeese knife is something I'm going to be giving to my kids. And they might even be given to their kids. I don't know, but I feel like it's a knife I can give to my. And the thing is, you know, I will tell you. Here you go. Go back on there. When my son, we were working over in the barn on his. I actually brought this knife over and I had to cut down some sunflower trees. I call them sunflower trees because, you know, the stalks got this thick. I mean, they were huge. And you literally need an axe. And I took this knife and I was whacking it down and it got, you know, sap and everything everywhere. And I was just cutting down left and right. Now, this is MagnaCut 6364 HRC. And it took forever to strop this blade to get the edge really, really crazy sharp. But that's what you get with hard Rockwell hardness like that. Knife worked like a champ. Was fantastic. No issues whatsoever. Still works perfect. Great knife. I mean, I honestly believe this is like, if I want to talk about the nicest knife that's the best beater, this would be it for me right here. This would be my beater knife. I'm pretty sure Hinder might come pretty close too. I think that might be a close one too. The Hinder and the McNeese, those two might be pretty close. Oh, so they sold them both to you there. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's good to know. So Paul, what was the issue that you had with the knives when you bought them? You got them directly from them. What happened with the knife that that made you, I guess, second guess, question the customer service? Yeah, Todd, I agree with you. I agree with you. You know, and it's like I remember when I used to work in customer service, like in high school and college. I remember a manager came over to me and says, "You got to be a duck. Got to be a duck. You got to let things roll right off you because water rolls right off the ducks because their feathers are work that way. You got to be calm when you're, in the water. It look like you're just calm and moving, but your feet underneath are kicking like crazy, so you're doing what you need to do. And then if it's really bad, you just swim right underneath it." So that was my big instruction in customer service, and I thought, I still use that when I deal with engineering directors and VPs and stuff like that. I still have that exact same thing when I'm doing presentations in boardrooms and stuff like that. I try to look as calm and mellow, but give them a quick answer, so there you go. Yeah, I was just kind of curious what the ducks don't like water. What? They love water. They live on the water, man. That's where they get their food. Oh, you like your Mark Parks. Yeah. Yeah. I would have to agree with you. Now, here's the thing. I like each one for different reasons, but if you were to put them side by side and I had to pick one, yeah, I'd probably go with the McNeese. No, yeah, I would. But I like them both, right? That's why I have both. But I do agree. The McNeese is pretty special. It just the comfort of that hand. Now, here's the thing. If you got gigantic hands, the McNeese might not be for you unless they do a 4-inch McNeese, because it's good for large, extra large to double extra large. Once you get larger than that, McNeese is almost a little too small. And I think it does take them out. Whereas the XM18, you can do this, and with the finger choil, you're up to triple extra large hands. And if you get the XM20, sky's the limit, right? So there's that. But if your hand fits the McNeese, I think it's a better bang for the buck. Matter of fact, this McNeese right here is cheaper than the new Benchmade bailout in titanium. A lot cheaper, like $100 cheaper. And that blows me away. Oh, the green Cerakoted. The one that I would love to get, I want to get one of the Tonto versions with the hollow grind and with the frag pattern. That would be cool. Frag pattern, a hollow grind Tonto. Man, that would be sweet. Oh, which one did you think about, Tyler? All right, so one of the other things that I wanted to mention, we talked a little bit about it, was and I thought it was really interesting. This is a new knife that's coming out from Devo Knives. I don't know if you like small knives. If you don't like small knives, this may not appeal to you. But if you like little, fifth pocket knives, and if you like the baby banter and how it has the finger choil and you can get a full grip on there, so here's a baby banter. And I like the baby banter because I can get a full grip on this knife. It fits my hand really well. And I know people with extra large hands, it fits their hands really, really well, because even with those large hands, you can get right on the edge like that. But for me, I have plenty of room there. I've even got a little extra, right? So for a small concealed knife, like in your gym shorts, this is great. This has the same feel. I can get that same feel on there. Byron Kennedy. Howdy all. Rob, yeah, welcome. Appreciate you being here this evening. Thanks so much for joining. Yes, you can, Todd. Yes, you can. I genuinely want to know. I want to know what were they justified their cost of $600. I don't understand where they got $600? Did they buy materials that were overpriced and they are trying to pass the cost on? Did they buy some special fancy titanium? I don't know. I don't understand their justification for that price. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm willing to entertain them having a legitimate reason for it if they can explain it. But every time you go, they post their pictures and people, I mean, there are hundreds of, if you ever see them on Instagram when they post, I mean, there's a lot of people complaining about the prices. No response. It's like crickets, right? And that's where I think being silent in that kind of amount of voice going on, either stop posting or at least respond, right? I mean, try to have a reasonable explanation. That's just my thought on that, because a bailout in titanium should not be $100 more than a McNeese mid-tech. You put another $100 on this McNeese production knife, which is technically, I think, mid-tech because it's still hand ground and a lot of things. But you do another $100 on this, it becomes almost a semi-custom, because they start doing all the hand milling and all the patterns and stuff. Then it becomes almost a custom. You know, granted, you know, McNeese customs, you're like $800. I get it, but you're close, and I don't understand that. I want to understand it. Is there something special going on that I don't know about? Just trying to figure it out. Yeah, I know, Sean, but you know, it's just, to me, it's the silence is what I think is killing them. They got to respond. I mean, too many people are like, what? You know, I mean, heck, a Hinderer is $175 cheaper. A Hinderer is $175 cheaper than a bailout. Do you think about that? A Hinderer, without, you know, just a plain G10 scales, $175 cheaper than a bailout. Now, here I am being the hypocrite. I did send my my Adamas and carbon fiber back to eKnives. I haven't heard back from them yet. I need to reach out to them. I don't know if they take a while to process the return and find another one. I did ask them. I said, hey, if you check the other Adamas out in carbon fiber, MagnaCut, if they all have the axis lock rock, I don't want another one. And I don't know if all theirs have it, I don't want it. So if I don't get a replacement, you'll know that might have been a production issue. And if that's the case, then that's it. That's the last knife I would be interested in looking at, quite frankly. But I loved my Adamas. I had a regular Adamas and a mini Adamas. And when I sold all my Benchmades, I just selling all my Benchmades because I wanted to get other knives. I really regretted not keeping a hold of that. I kept a Bug Out, but I did not keep at least one Adamas. I should have kept at least one. Yeah, and Zach, man, it's funny you'd say that, Thomas. Zach is the biggest fan that I know of Benchmade. Matter of fact, one of my videos that I did was it was one of the loaners that Zach allowed me to check out in our pass around group. It was the full immunity. And I mean, I've got like 1,500 hits on that video and a lot of reviews. I like the full immunity. It's a great knife. As long as you get a good deal on it, you get a discount on it. If you pay full price, I don't. But if you can get 10, 15, 20% off, I think it's close to okay. I'm not saying it's great. I think it's close to okay. It's a pretty darn good little knife. It really is. Truth be told. Is it overpriced at regular sticker price? Yes, absolutely. I would not pay it. If it was like 10%, 25% off somewhere, I would say get it. It's a great deal. Just like the Adamas. I mean, the reason why I got the MagnaCut is because they told me the HRC, they're trying to hit 62. So that's what I'm assuming. And I didn't test that one that I got because I was exchanging it. But if I get it and I test it, I'd like to see how close they hit that. And what I mean by test, it's an unofficial, unscientific test of me stropping the knife and feeling how long it takes me to sharpen it. I always know if I got really soft steel, stropping is super easy. And that's unfortunate. And I've had that, you know. Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. And here's the thing. Okay, so if Benchmade does that price, if suddenly McNeese suddenly came out and said, all right, you know, the frame lock 3.5 Mac 2 is now not $495, it's now going to be $650 because we just have to up prices. And Hinderer came out and said, yeah, it's not $425 for an XM18 on Flipper, it's now going to be $550. I would be more understanding of Benchmade. I still think they overpriced them, but I would be more like, okay, everybody's doing it. But I haven't seen that yet. Even with them who have large inventories and are still getting more steels. Now, Chris Reeve did that recently. Did you all see their price jump? That was pretty massive, but it wasn't that massive. Matter of fact, it makes Chris Reeve price jumps were significantly less than Benchmade. $200 is a great price for a full immunity. I agree. $200 is a great deal, Dave. $200 is what I think. If you can get it for $200, that's a good deal. If you can get it for $220, $225, I think it's okay. I think it's still okay. $250, if you really like it, maybe $240, I'd be more inclined. $240, $245, I'd be more inclined. Would be an okay deal. $220, $225, I'd say. I would think that'd be very reasonable. $200 is a steal. It is small, Dave. It's really small. But that's what's really nice about it. If you need a backpack knife, it's 3V steel. Hard as all get out. I mean, it's good 3V steel. And it's got that, what is it, the Teflon or what is it, whatever that coating, that Cerakote they put on there, that they put on the Adamas, matter of fact. It's like one of those knives you put in your backpack if you're out there somewhere and you need a really good knife. I mean, it's that. It's kind of like a more hard use version of like the nip. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I love them knives. He does a great job with that. He stopped for a while and now he's back up doing it again. That's really awesome. I really appreciate that. And he's got his store too, by the way. You know, I enjoy NavSail, but love them knives. There's quite a few interesting knives I've almost bought from him. I say almost bought because the ones I wanted to buy, when I did go ask him, they were sold because I didn't have a membership for him. And so all his members usually got the ones that I was interested in. But I've been very interested in that, and I'm glad he's got a channel, you know, a store now. So that's cool. I like to see more competition, right? Because I mean, I think NavSail gets better because they're competing with, you know, Blade forums, which for a while they were like the only place really you could go to, and I mean, it got kind of weird there. You know, I mean, I'd sold over 40 or 50 knives in bladeforums.com. But I didn't renew my membership because it just every time I started posting there, it seemed like everybody was everyone was lowballing me, and I didn't care for that. I thought that was really uncool. So I don't know what you guys feel. How you feel about that? Yeah, and he really does resells, right? He takes his percentage out of it and he resells. I mean, it's a good low risk for him. It's the same idea with NavSail. So I mean, and he's done it for a long time, and there's definitely a demand there. And I think my perspective is that Love Them Knives is a different community, and there's different kind of things that are cool within that community, and it works really well. And I think NavSail speaks to another community that I think desperately needed an alternative to eBay and probably bladeforums.com. And that's where NavSail really filled in a gap really well. So that's how I look at it. I think they're two different. I mean, yeah, they compete, but I don't see them I see them as kind of separate entities, if you will. That's at least how I look at it. So I don't have a Monterey Bay Knives Sea Otter. I've really wanted to check one out. That's the one with the ZDP 189 steel in the middle of it, right? Is that the one that's kind of like I've desperately wanted to try one of those out, and I came real close to almost buying one a few times. I haven't done it, and if I remember correctly, the Monterey Bay Knives, the Sea Otter is that the one that's a flipper only? I'm trying to remember the knife. I'd have to, let me go look. Probably the best thing to do is just go look at it. Monterey Bay Knives Sea Otter. All right, let's share that. Where is the Sea Otter? Come on. That's a cool looking blade. There's the old guard. That's always a really cool one. There it is. All right. See, that's a real classic look. It almost, to me, is that one? Oh, that's MagnaCut. Is that one on? That's a USA made one too. Wow. Is it USA? Yeah. Is that on phosphor bronze washers, or is that one on cage bearings? It looks, yeah, Dave, it is boring in some way, right? But sometimes it can have that simplistic, clean look that could be boring to some, but because the aesthetic is so perfectly clean, it can look really cool. And I don't know, case in point, at least my argument for case in point is like my Eye Mamba, which if you look at it, is pretty boring. Now you can get variations that are pretty radical, but it looks very boring, but it's really done cleanly. And I kind of think of Ray Laconico, a lot of his designs. I like some of his designs, right? But that being said, I don't know. For me, when you look at that knife, I think that would be really cool with cage ceramic ball bearings, or cage bearings. But I don't see that it says it has it. So I don't know. I don't know what the action's like. And it looks a little small. It looks like it's just under 7 inches. So I don't know. I don't know how that would fit in my hand. Now it looks like you could choke up pretty good. Handling 3.75 inches, you'd have to choke up to really, yeah. It seems like it might almost be too small for me, for what I would like and what I'm looking at. Is it a hollow grind? I don't think it's a hollow grind. It doesn't say on here. I don't see anything that tells me it's a hollow grind. Is it cage ceramic ball bearings? It's a lot of things that I would need to know. I need to do a little more study on that. So, on Love Them Knives, I think he takes a percentage of, well, the way he used to do it when he did it on the channel, right? He would do the videos. He takes like a 10% or 15% commission out of it. So he lists it for a price. And then, you know, the question is, do you list it so you can sell, or do you list it to make a profit, right? On Blade forums, you know how people sometimes list there just because they think, well, I paid $800 for this knife. It's probably worth $1,000 now, so I'm going to list it for $1,100. People are like, what? You know, there are some knives that you can do that with. But the people who have those knives probably know that. Yeah, the Mr. Design Cipher, that one looks really interesting. It's a single flipper only, which it would have to really execute that flipper well. They're here I say, I don't like single deployment types of knives. And yet I have 1, 2, I guess technically 3, but I can middle finger flick this one. Well, I could. Yeah, I can middle finger flick this one. So I don't know if this really counts, but technically it's single flick. But my Sting and my Shirgorov is a flipper only. This one is not. I mean, it's a front flipper, but I can easily middle finger flip because of the crazy hollow grind. So this one I don't consider a single deployment, but I don't know. The Kaiser original? Yeah, I could see that. I could absolutely see that. That's interesting. It's like a mini Sebenza, like the little Sebenza. What is it? The Sebenza. What is it? The 25? I never got into the Sebenzas, right? I had Umnums on, loved the Umnums on. 3 major flaws that were the only reason why I sold it. If I could ever fix that, I would get one. But my alternative was pretty much the Imamba that kind of fixed that. And I love the Imamba, so that's a great knife. I'm happy with that. Oh, you're gonna drill and put some studs in. So Nuga Knives, I actually had a Dave Carrier 904 Integral. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He makes some pretty cool knives. He's a professional golf designer. He does custom clubs, and he's actually a really great professional golf coach. He coaches legitimate PGA, LPGA contenders who are major contenders, right? He's not like some hack coach. But he also makes custom knives, and a lot of his custom knives are ridiculous. They're crazy, but he took a couple of his designs and did some production. So he bought the parts from Bestech, and they ship him the parts. They ship him the integral cutouts, the blades, and he assembles everything and finishes everything himself. And I bought a 904 integral from him, and I put custom studs in that one. It was pretty cool. It was really good. The only thing I had with that one, I really liked it, is the flipper just wasn't strong enough for me. And it just wasn't enough for me to be able to use for that flipper. So it's a cool design. Yeah, the Rockwall, I could see that. Yeah, definitely could see that. It's probably, I'm going to guess, probably close to the design of a Rockwall. The Rockwall might be a little bit longer, a little thinner, but might be a little longer. Yeah, it definitely has a similar aesthetic. Definitely can see that. Now, I like the Rockwall. I don't know about you guys. The only problem I have with the Rockwall with my meaty fingers is I can't get into those studs. They start to hurt my fingers after I start fidgeting. You know, every knife I have, I love to fidget. If I can't fidget a knife, to me, it's like, I don't want to, there's no point. Knife's got to be fidgetable. You know, if I can't fidget the knife, you know, that I get it. These are expensive fidget toys. I get it. But that's part of the joy of me enjoying a knife, right? And so I really, really, really want to get, I want to be able to enjoy that. And that, I guess that was my thing with the Rockwall, at least. So I don't know, maybe you guys have no problems with it. Maybe no one else has an issue, but that weird thumb stud, and you know, I tried the different angles and work with it and stuff. It's like the McNeese, you know, McNeese was kind of uncomfortable with the little thumb studs. But once I put these O-rings on there, man, it's just really nice, really nice. And I got that from my TRM because that worked really great on my TRM. Where else? I've done it on another knife. I did it on an Envy, which was a Dave Warren design. That was really cool. I sold that knife only because I didn't really carry it as much. It was a cool design, but just it wasn't quite my vibe. Hey, Vaping Grandpa, welcome back. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're doing great. Oh, you're going to go see Javon. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. See what time we got here. It's 9:15. Yeah, so we're probably going to be wrapping up here a little bit. It is my son's birthday today, so I should probably be wrapping up here in a little bit myself. So I at least can wish him happy birthday before they go to bed. But if you guys get a chance, go see it's Metal Mondays. If you're into that, definitely go check them out. I'll pop in. You put O-rings on your tactile Maverick. Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. My only problem, Mark Parks, is I had a Maverick and I returned it, and I think it was a first production run, which I understand first production runs. I couldn't get those washers to work. It wouldn't break in. And if you tightened it, there's no way you could almost flip it. literally got to the point where you had to like do the whole wrist flick thing to flip it, which to me was ridiculous. And then if you loosen it enough where you actually had some action, it was blade rock. And I thought that was too much. So, but I've heard the newer versions of the Maverick are much better. But I still wonder, I'm used to, and I know we just, beat up on Benchmade, but my bug out, my Benchmade bug out, this is what I expect on a knife like that, right? I expect that kind of action where I can do that. That's what I was hoping for the Maverick, and I didn't get that. I couldn't drop it, Now, if I stop the axis and I catch it before it drops, right? That's okay, right? Your Maverick is butter. Okay, no blade rock. It's nice and solid. Now, when did you get your Maverick? Was it like when they first came out? Or did you get yours like, a little while after? And did you get it directly from Tactile Knife Company? Did you buy anything expensive? No, not tonight. Not tonight. Somebody pointed out they were selling a Rosie, and that Rosie sold. It was a little overpriced. Well, okay, it was a lot overpriced, but it sold. But the Rosie I have here is a loaner, but I definitely want to get one. So I'm trying not to buy anything so I can save up to get something like that, because that's my goal, is to probably get this one first. I'm thinking I would love to get a Holt Morpheus, but I'm not sure. I think I don't know. I think the Rosie would be more enjoyable. Yeah, Benchmade QC. Yeah. You had it for 2 months, got it from Tactile. So 2 months. So that's not a first run. That's definitely had some time when they fix things. Alex Rosa, you got a Holt Morpheus. How do you like your Morpheus? Is it amazing? Because I know some people on here have the Morpheus and one of the other ones, and I think a couple of folks didn't have a perfect experience. Yeah, that's what I did see. I did see that. I mean, like, to be honest with you, this little thing here, I put skiff washers in this, by the way. I know you're thinking, what? I did. I put skiff washers in here. Now, their washers that they use, USA made, they're in black. Matter of fact, I'll show you what their normal washers look like. This is their normal wash. Well, let's zoom in here. So this is their normal washers. They're these black. Let me get over to the camera. They're ceramic. They're really good. Now, one thing I did notice, there was a little piece of the Teflon or whatever this that's caging the ball bearings. There was a little piece sticking up, and I wondered if that was causing it to be like not perfect. Because when I put the skiffs in there, it was like butter. But I suspect if I cleaned that off and put it back in, maybe it would have been just fine. But I got to tell you, the skiffs in here are just really nice. Yeah, the Morpheus I hear is fantastic. I would very much. I think I have two Grails. I wanted to get a mini FSD. I'm not sure if I really want that now. Now, what I am kind of interested is the mini FSD liner lock. That one looks interesting more than the button lock. The other one that I'd be really interested, I mean, honestly, the Rosie is the first thing I really want to get. I want to get the Rosie. And then after that, would like to maybe get okay. If I could get it, I would love to get a hog knives. But that is so out of reach, right? That would be like trying to get a Sharp by Design custom. What do y'all think about that one? The Sharp by Design customs. Those are insane. But this stuff is amazing. Maverick is butter. So Mark, you got it directly from them. You got it 2 months ago. And that's just really encouraging. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I appreciate that, Alex. Yeah. So, All right. So one of the things that I asked, and it's a good time for us to talk about it since we're, it's getting here. Oh, you love watches too. Yeah. I hear once you start those watches though, man, I will tell you, when I was in college, before I went back to school, I had an Omega Seamaster titanium. And I will tell you, this was back in 1999 or 2000. I had a Omega Seamaster full titanium custom. It was a $5,000 watch. I went back to school. Loved that watch. I wore nothing else. I literally sold it and got pretty good money for it. I mean, surprisingly, as old, having worn it for a few years, and I wore it, I got really good money for it. It paid for my last semester of college so I could graduate when I went back to school. So, yeah, I enjoyed that watch. Now I just use my smartwatch, and it's fine. It's the steel one though. I do get the steel one with the sapphire, because I'll end up carrying this watch for probably about 3 years before I usually give it to one of my kids, and then I get a new one. So the watch keeps on. It's a watch that keeps on giving. The Seamaster. Oh yeah. But I haven't gotten back into those watches because that's a whole different thing. I would like to get some of the knives I want first before I think of any of that. I used to play a lot of golf, and golf was expensive, and I haven't done that in a while. Well, I also have kids. It's really next to impossible with everything we're doing. We're always gone every weekend, all the time. Maybe when they've gone to college, I can consider doing that again. If I get all my clubs reshafted, and then they're probably out of date anyways, but anyways, I really like the Mini Arius. If you haven't had a chance to check this out, this was a Grail. It's one of those knives I never thought I would be able to get. And if you were here last week, I think even Nav Sale, he posted something over on Instagram. He called it the most intense live stream purchase ever, right? It was pretty. It was. If you want to laugh, look at if you weren't here for the last live stream, go in there and look somewhere in the middle. Just if nothing, just go to the point where we start looking at Nav Sale. It's it's worth seeing someone sweating, going through angst and struggle. You have the blue screws. I like that one, but I got to tell you, this is the one that they had offered. This, I think it's bronze or gold. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's really gold. It almost looks like it's bronze, or I don't know. The end is, I really like this. I like this. This accents on this one's really, really nice. And one thing, Alex, did you notice the micro milling on here? I mean, if you all had Arius, this is my first Arius, okay? Because I heard the big Arius was really big, and I wasn't really wanting to spend that much money on a gigantic knife. And when I heard this one would be a perfect fit, because this is really the size. I love this size. It's perfect for my hand. And I'm glad I got this one. But the milling on here is ridiculous. I'm sure the regular Arius is all this and everything. You all know that. I never owned one, but just the attention to all the little details on here is phenomenal. And the flipping is just, there's very few knives that I ever don't tune. This is one of them. This was perfect. There's no reason to do any tuning. This knife is absolutely stellar. Stellar. I mean, it's just no reason to mess with it. So that's my knife, right? So this one, however, this is the loaner. This is someone who allowed me to check it out. This is the Grail. I call this my Grail of Grails. It's probably my Grail of Grails because I don't own one and it's hard to get. And so it's what is it? The distance makes the heart go fonder. Isn't that the phrase? And so because this one's so distant from me, maybe I'm a little more I'm fonder of it or whatever. But yeah, this is definitely the one that I want to work toward. Such a really, and it's so crazy thin. That blade is insane and sharp and magna cut and all goodness about it. It's just phenomenal. Yeah, so I highly recommend this if you can get one of these. And I'm hoping maybe next year at the Texas Blade Show. Maybe he'll be there, and I'll finally have a chance to get one. I don't know. We'll see. Because I figured that's my best shot. It's going to be getting one is that. Yeah, Dave C. They are. I agree. I totally agree. I will tell you, no regrets with this one. This is the perfect size. This is exactly the size. If I was going to get, this is exactly, and it's a perfect fit. It literally fits like a glove in my hand. I've never felt a hand when I put it in where even the clip itself literally goes into the groove of my hand, and it feels like someone contoured. Like I grabbed a putty stick and squeezed it, and then they designed a knife around the shape of my hand. This is what this feels like. It is rather insane. Yeah, Holt is something else. I agree. But we had some people who had some interesting customer service experiences with them. So I don't know. Sometimes, sometimes you catch them on an off day and maybe, I don't know. Maybe they misunderstood you, and I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just thinking, because I hear good things and I hear bad things, and I don't know. I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt, because it's one of those knives I still want. But if I hear a more consistent story that the customer service is really bad, it would take them off my list. It would. There's a few knives that are not on my list because of some of those customer service stories I've heard, and they'll never be on my list. So, and I'm not a big fan of some of the ones I'm talking about. Their designs there's only a few of them that I would like, but I'm just, So, Thomas, do you have a hog house knife? Because that is one of those knives okay. When that knife could actually become a knife you can acquire, it would be more of a Grail knife, right? Right now, it just seems like a knife that's just out of reach. I'm going to be honest with you. The Herman was a long time like that. And they've started having enough inventory where it's possible to get one. The Arius was like that, because I still don't know where people got the Arius. I've never seen a drop, to me, it's like, I feel like it's a Bigfoot knife, right? You had bad customer service with TRM? Yeah, see, and that's the thing, is I've actually had a few issues, and they were phenomenal with me. They were absolutely phenomenal with me. And it's almost like, I wonder, and I just say this because I've had bad customer service experiences myself. And I know sometimes, sometimes it's like, did I get them on a bad day? And was my frustration projecting something that really set them off, right? Because what happened this week, if you all saw one of my videos, that there's somebody who absolutely decided to post a few times and say, they absolutely hated my voice, which is like, that's fine. You don't have to like my voice. But they felt like they really had to go out of their way to post it, and they really felt like it was for my benefit, that they hated. It sounded like I whispered when I talked, because I guess I don't talk loud like Bees Blades, which, it's fine. If you like Bees Blades, that's great. I'm not him. Definitely not going to be him, right? I'm me. That's who I am. Just me. I'm not going to be anybody else. But some people didn't like it. And so I know I've set people off. There's times when my wife says that I look mad or something, and it's not what I mean. And so then people react. And I wonder sometimes, because I think people have certain experiences with people and they project that on you. And so when they talk to you, it's, for some reason, it evokes that memory, and it's unfair to those people, right? And that could have been your experience. You could have tripped a memory of something they had, and then suddenly they were not as nice with you as they would normally are with others. And I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just saying that happens. right? It just happens. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna delete both his comments, and I thought, oh, should I block? No, you know what? I deleted one because, and I left the other one, and I said, hey, dude, just so you know, I'm gonna delete one of your comments. The other one I'm gonna leave just to let you know. Be nice. I'm okay. I'm not deleting it because I left it there because I wanted him to know you're not hurting my feelings. Okay, you're really not. I get people aren't gonna like me. I'm okay with that. I will never be everyone's cup of tea. I'm totally fine with that. In our little chat here, little live stream, there are, I guarantee you 25% of you cannot stand Metal Complex. I like them. I guarantee you 25% of you love Neves knives, and the other 25% may not like Neves, right? Everyone is different, and that's okay. Everyone is different, and I'm cool with that. I mean, there's times when I'm really enjoying Neves knives, and then there's times when Jared gets on my nerve and I just don't watch him for a while. There's times, I get it. There's going to be times I'll probably get on your nerve. You're not going to watch. I understand, right? But that happens. Well, Vaping Grandma, I appreciate that. I've actually been told more than once that I have the Bob Ross of knife community. Like and one of my reviews, I think I was doing one time, and I was talking about something, and I go, that really makes me happy. And instantly it made me think of Bob Ross painting the little happy trees. And I think I broke out in laughter because I actually got one of the subscribers loaned me a knife. And when I opened it up, on it was a note, and in it was a picture of Bob Ross printed out on there. So I'm okay with that because Bob Ross is a retired master guns from the Air Force. He was a former drill instructor. He started painting when he was stationed up in Alaska. And if you look at his paintings are actually have a whole trail that he goes down. Now there's other weird rumors out there about that too, but I'm not going to entertain that. But I'm totally cool with that. For Hoovian. Oh, did you see my shirt? You can tell my whole shirt, my little wiggly squiggly thing here. So you can see that the whole, yeah. So I like, I'm a Doctor Who fan. I'm a nerd. I'm a full on nerd. I embrace it, and it's all right. But I'm also the guy that every time somebody has a broken computer, I'm the first guy that come to me. They're asking trouble with their software or whatever. Cole from Tri-State, he actually has a Bob Ross wig. I don't know what that would look like on me. Well, you know what? The way my hair is going, I might need a wig soon, right? At some point, I might have to shave it all off because it's getting a little thin up there. My sons keep reminding me of that. Yeah, that would be cool. I should probably get that would be a good thing to have back there. A Bob Ross or bobblehead or something like that, right? That should be up there. Bob Ross. I have Bigfoot. I have all sorts of stuff up there. That would be a cool one. Oh, he's a Whovian too? I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, it happens. That's okay. Yeah, I'm okay with it. It didn't trip me up. I want to make sure it didn't get ugly. That's my only thing. I blocked 2 people on my channel ever. One guy went weird. I mean, one was a spam. They were trying to do some sort of sales or something. And it was like, I was like, no, we're not doing that here. We're not going to be spamming this channel. I look at my comments. I watch them all. I read them. I'm kind of an anal retentive nerd like that. So, so I was like, nope, we're not dealing with that weird stuff because that's the door that's going to open up to all the weird things. But the other one was some person who I wasn't sure what was going on. So it was very odd. So we just blocked them and let them go their way. a Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in my knife community. Yeah, I'm not gonna even try to sing that. But he was awesome. Yeah, I like Mr. Rogers. You ever see that movie with Tom Hanks that he did in Mr. Rogers? That was pretty good. I thought that was a pretty good movie. Yeah. So, guy's a pretty neat guy. There's a lot of really neat stories about Mr. Rogers. Some of the things he did in real life that it's kind of overwhelming when you hear about how genuine that guy was. I think that's cool. Well, guys, it is 9:37. My boys, the Mandela effect of Mr. Rogers' theme song. Yeah, I know, right? Absolutely. That would be cool. But the thing about me is I'm definitely the nerdy guy. I can get into the details of the science. Like I'll talk to Kevin over at Knife Nerdery, and we'll have some long chats about some of the details of knives and the engineering and things like that. Stuff that I know would be, I always remember when I talk about software and applications and programming, when I'm talking to executives, that I can get into the point where I sound like Charlie Brown, the old cartoon where the parents talk and it's always wah, 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 wah. Well, I can get lost in those details where everyone is just glazed eyes, deer in the headlights, and they're like, what is he talking about? So I try not to do that. I try to break it down. Oh, that's cool, man. I would love to see those Nuga knives. Yeah, I remember that, Dave C. That was really cool. Oh man, look at that. Flamed anti-flame Damascus, polished and re-blackened Zerk pivot screw. That's cool. When you blacken and polish that, doesn't that the polished and the blackened part of the zirconia or the zirconium, doesn't that make it like super, super hard? Like even harder than, like, I don't know, some of the hardest steels out there, if I'm understanding correctly? Oh, Charles Schultz. Yeah, yeah. Peanuts. Definitely. Oh, I totally understand you, Legion Steel Knives. I can get into that. Probably a little too much so. You know, um, I try not to study. I mean, I know enough about steel to be dangerous, but I try not to get into the steels. One, because, I mean, Larry Thomas is already the default king of steel nerds. I mean, I default to him. I bow in homage to him, and I would defer to him because I'm not going to try to compete with that guy. There's no way. He's got a PhD in something that he has more knowledge about that probably when he was an undergraduate than I will ever have. Or even before he even went to school because of his dad. But that being said, I still want to know, right? And I want to know about things that apply to what I do. Now, if there's some stuff that I don't use and I'm not into, then I may not be as interested, right? It's kind of like, if it's in the field of view, in the field of my area, then I'm going to be more inclined to know about it. If it's kind of out of that, then, I don't, how can I say this? I'll put my passion and energy in the things that are applying to things right now. But if it's not something that I've got hands on, maybe I'm not going to be as focused, if you will, as it. It's not that I don't care, right? I'm not going to try to be the steel, if you want to sharpen, the best person to go to Neves Knives. He will talk to you. There's so many great videos on sharpening. I will more than happy to talk about my sharpening. And I need to do a video on that. I know people are asking just my perspective on it. But if you want the expert, I would recommend there's better people out there. Absolutely. But I'm more than happy to share with you my journey and how I sharpen. And if you want to see a guy who's not a professional, who's not one of these super experts, who doesn't, who can't put a polished edge on, S110V steel, like in 15 minutes with their eyes closed. If you want to just see a normal guy do it, I'm more than happy to share that. All right. I'm not like those other guys who obviously have, they are very much an expert. Yeah, definitely. Oh, and the Legion Steel knives, I am like a sponge when it comes to that stuff. I love listening to it. I'm very good with the numbers and the details. Like I can remember people's employee. Oh, hey, thank you, Just Nate. Just Nate, I will tell them happy birthday by all means. Thank you very much. I can remember details and numbers really well. So like when I support like 20,000 users, I can remember people's employee number or their ID for their employee number, which is behind the scenes table reference to them. It's called the employee ID. I can remember that more than I can remember their name sometimes, just because, you know, I'm always writing, you know, queries or scripts or whatever for things like that. So that's just the nature of the job, right? Now, if you're in sales and you're going to know people, but I do learn people because, you know, especially here, I mean, I've gotten to know a lot of people that more so than I ever have in the knife community. And it's a real honor and a real pleasure to talk to so many awesome people out here. I got to tell you, it's like I never thought I would ever want to go to a knife show. I only thought I would want to go to a knife show because I was going to buy a knife. Now I legitimately want to go to a knife show because I want to meet people, because I feel like I would know a fair decent number of people I've talked to before, and I think it would be fun. So to me, that's kind of cool. Hey, Dave C, you're a sucker for zirconium. So would it be? Can I do a dad joke there? Are you a sucker for zirconium? Sorry, had to do it. I got to go talk to my sons here in a second. I got to come up with a good dad joke. That's really cool about that Legion Steel knives. 21 years, yeah. And see, when you hear that, I would go into tons of questions, probably way more than people would want to know. But yeah, a face, definitely. So, you know, the thing is, with names, it's like I can see a face, I can remember it with their names. What I do is if I write down the name as I'm looking at their face, and then I read the name and I write the name, I will have a very good chance I'll remember who you are. But if I hear the name, I got to literally write the name out. For some reason, that visually, I don't know if it etches the name on the face. I don't know how my brain works like that. I will absolutely come by and say hello in Texas. I am actually out of Waco, so I'm in Waco, Texas. So I'm really close. I didn't go last year because I was afraid I was going to buy too much, and the channel had just started. I think the channel, I mean, it's around this time when I really started doing about one video a day, about 1 year ago. I did my first video in June of last year. And then I didn't do videos for like a month or so. Then I started doing videos here and there. And then it was right around this time when I just started really doing a video try to get a video out every day, minimally. So technically, I mean, it depends on how you want to date a channel. I mean, the first video I did was, it's not great. And it was one that stood out there for a few months by itself. Yeah, I definitely would love to come by, especially Legion Steel knives. I will definitely do that. Yeah, how many? That's a good question, Kyle. How many years? Yeah. You know, I just alone on understanding my understanding, I think, of knives and steel and design has just in the last year has dramatically shifted. And I've realized I'm still learning. I'm absolutely still learning. But I'm also learning to appreciate a lot of different designs that normally I would be like, that's stupid. I mean, in my mind, okay, so honest, full disclosure, the Spyderco Para 3 and the Paramilitary 2, when I first saw them, my son saw them and he's like, oh, that's a really cool looking knife. And I thought, it's ugly. It's horrible. And then he kept talking about it. And so I kept looking at it and I thought, okay, well, maybe someday, because I always want to get a knife to give them when they graduate. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll get one of those and I can give him a knife when he graduates. So somehow I think I got one because that was my intent. And my wife liked the look of it, so I did. Next thing you know, when you start handling, you're like, oh, I see the design, I see the intent. And it changes your perspective on a knife. You start to appreciate things about it. And you see its functionality and you see its feasibility. And it's like, that's pretty darn cool. It's weird how that happens. You know, it's like that trisect knives that Danny let me borrow. And from the Serge Panchenko. Not my cup of tea. And I never wanted a meat cleaver type of design. But after handling that knife, I was like, okay, I get like all those Kaiser, the big Kaiser knives that are like the meat cleavers. And I thought, man, that's just ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's not so bad. You know, it's like it changes your perspective. At least that's for me. So that's just me just sharing how that has changed. Yeah, Legion Steel knives. It's really fascinating. I mean, I couldn't even probably have a speak to it with any sense of authority whatsoever. But I found it really interesting to understand like how heat treat can really change a lot of things. So like some people are like, you know, MagnaCut, if they won't even consider if it's not HRC 63, 64, right? And I get that. And I get for certain properties, that's absolutely the number one thing. But there is an argument to be made for MagnaCut at HRC 61. Now, below that, I think no. But for the toughness, there's if you look at even Laren Thomas's knife steel nerves on his charts and on his specs, I believe at 61, the toughness of MagnaCut is significantly higher than I mean, significantly is a relative term. So overall, it's marginal, but it's still enough that you get a benefit at 61, especially in a fixed blade, whereas you would get in a pocket knife at 63, 64, right? So like the Rosie being at 62, 63, which I think it's 62, 63. Let me just double check that. I think that's what it's listed at because they have the card in here. Oh no, this one's 63, 64. So it is a much, this one is definitely going to be a slicer. This is what, I guess I would treat this more like S110V or something, right? It would be in that realm of, you know, it would, edge retention would be off the wall. Corrosion resistance would be ridiculous, but this would not be a knife you would hack with, all right? You would never hack with a knife like this because that, but it would definitely be like S110V, right? In that sense of being a really great edge retention. And I agree. That's why a lot of people get frustrated with Wii, especially some of the Wii from a couple of years ago when they were doing a lot of stuff at 58, 59 on their 20 CV, which, yeah. And I actually had a Wii or two that when I was stropping it, if the edge was lost, I could strop it like in a minute or two and it would be right back, which to me was always, I knew that was not a good sign. But when I did my McNeese and I stropped it, I stropped that thing for like 3 weeks before I finally got the edge I wanted. And yeah, could I have gone and reprofiled the edge? I could have, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to strop it because it was already pretty sharp. I just wanted to really hone that edge, and I was willing to, because I'm on meetings a lot on the phone, and I do a lot of IT meetings, and when I sit in those meetings and I'm bored and I have to listen, it's very therapeutic just to strop a knife. It really is. It allows me to focus a lot better, and it's very therapeutic. So surprisingly, my knives are very sharp thanks to a lot of meetings. Just kind of a interesting byproduct. Yeah, the Bradfords are 61. I've heard that. I've heard that. Yeah. I mean, I believe the tactile the Rockwall, the thumb stud Rockwall is still done at 61. Now, I don't think they go below 61. I think 61 is their minimum, if I'm not mistaken. They don't go below that. And so, I mean, is it 60.5? I don't know, but it's 61. And it's really funny, you know, if you get a leather strop, you'd be surprised how after a while, you figure out the feel of when your edge is on the strop, and you can learn different blades on how they're sharpened and how you got to roll them. And after a while, it's just you don't have to kind of guess what angle it's at. You can feel that pretty quickly. It's weird. I don't know. Yeah, maxing out production, it definitely can slow your production, because that does take a lot extra time. Yeah, and that's cost. It's cost, not only in time, but also in the heat that you have to produce to do that. I mean, there's fuel costs and stuff. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that this is 60, what did I say it was? 60, I'm gonna have to look at the card. Yeah, 6364. I guarantee you the 6364 that Oz Machine Works does to get this, I suspect that's probably going to add, I'm guessing. I have no basis for my comment here, but I'm just going to tell you. I suspect it's probably going to add, what, $100 in the heat treat of that, because, you know, look how thin that blade is, and I mean, it's got to add costs. And I think, let's see if I can find the conic one. What does my card say for the conic one? Yeah, I believe the conic was, the M390 is 62. I mean, that's a pretty good heat treat for M390. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, you drill bits, everything, there's a lot more wear. It's the same reason why when you mill titanium and you start milling zirconium, my understanding is zirconium is much more abrasive. I mean, I know part of the annealing, part of the heat treat is what gives it the super, super hard, but my understanding, zirconium tears up your bits more than titanium. That's what I've been told. I don't know if that's true, Nuka Knives, you can tell me, but that seems to be, I've heard that from quite a few people. Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, Transparent Knives, welcome. Appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. Oh yeah, he used to outsource. Yep. I did hear that. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that makes more sense because, he's looking at minimum 800 to. I mean, I know some people said they used to be 750 for the Oz, for the Rosies, but I suspect 800 is probably going to be the minimum cost nowadays, and go up from there. But yeah, definitely slows production. Absolutely. I mean, and then sometimes, that people got to be okay with that if depending on what you're paying for and the quality, right? I mean, that's why is 14C28N such a great budget seal, because it allows for much faster production for a pretty consistent steel that's very cost effective to use, that comes out with a pretty decent product to use in the budget realm. Hey, Michael Upchurch, welcome. Appreciate you being here this evening. All right. Well, it is my son's birthday, so I've got to wrap this up tonight, guys. I know you just came in, Michael, and I hate to be doing the wrap ups just as you join. Love to stay on for a little bit longer tonight, but tonight I got to wrap it up. So, but man, it's been a lot of fun, guys. Really appreciate everyone being here. I would only strap the Rosie. Sharpening would be less. I 100% agree with you. It's not my Rosie, so I'm not doing anything to it. It's a loaner, but I would only strap it. You're absolutely right. That's all I would do. Matter of fact, that's all I've ever done. My Trevor Burger, I've only stropped it. custom Polish knives, I've only stropped it. My Koenig, I've only stropped it. My Shergorf, I've only stropped it. My Whippersnapper, I've only stropped it. My Hinder, I've only stropped it. And all of them have been fantastic. And I've kept their edges just nice. Yeah, it's like, that's a good point. 14C28 is like Magna Cut without the edge retention. Yeah, that's good. Well, guys, it has been fun. Thank you, everybody. Really do appreciate you guys being here in the live stream. It's been a lot of fun with the giveaway. I hope you guys have a great evening. Go check out Metal Mondays with Javon over there. Absolutely go check him out. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll put the link if you want to go. It's up to you guys. You know, everyone's free to do what you would like, but I would love to put it out there to see if you're interested in it. There it is. I found it. Okay. Let me get the link. And I will put it in there. So if you guys are interested in going, it's definitely, if you want to hang out, we'll do a little more. Go check out Metal Mondays. I will definitely tell my boys happy birthday. I do appreciate it. Appreciate all of you guys being here. And thank you to the new channel members and the donation of channel members. Just Nate, thank you. Thank you. Tyler, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. And channel members who have renewed their memberships and continue. Thank you. I appreciate you all. Yeah, Michael, we did the giveaway around 8 o'clock. I did do it a little bit later than normal, though. Normally I do it around 7:30. I got close to about 8 o'clock. So I tried to give an extra, like do the full hour to kind of draw more people in, because I knew there were some other live streams that were wrapping up. So I'm trying to shoot for that. But yeah, hey, you know, one thing, Michael, when we get closer to that big 3K giveaway, which I'm getting closer to, and if we can pick up a little steam on memberships, maybe it'll be happening sooner. I'm thinking it's probably a month and a half away at the earliest. But if we get there, then I'll be doing 3 knife giveaways, and that'll probably be over a period of at least 2 hours minimally. So you definitely will have a better chance there. So I would say that. And of course, I'm going to hype that up once we get there. But I'm kind of excited that it's still growing. We're still getting there. We're steady, slow and steady, moving consistently. We're just chugging along, and I love it. I love it. And keep producing content. I appreciate you guys enjoying the content, and I appreciate everyone being part of this. So thank you. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate every one of you. All right, you guys have a great, great evening. It's been a lot of fun. It's been an honor, and it's been a lot of fun. So on that, I will salute you. And you know what? Since this is a loner, I will salute you with a Grail of Grails. Well, you know what? Hold on. I got to salute you with the... I think, honestly, when I flick this left-handed, it almost sounds better. So listen. Okay, that one didn't. Wait, let me do it again. There we go. Oh, now you got to see it. It's worth seeing. Such a beautiful knife. Beautiful knife. This is my Grail of Grails. Someday, this is the one I'm going to be working toward. You guys have a great evening. Thanks so much. Peace out, everyone. Appreciate every one of you guys. You guys are awesome. And on that, have a great night.